Hello, everybody, and welcome. As you see, we are in a new space, new face, no, same face, new space.
What's going on, everybody?
um,
Super good to see you guys, and welcome to another episode of Don't Wait to Be Great. You guys have a ton of places where you could have been, but you chose to be here, so we appreciate it. So let's do a quick mic check too, right? I want to make sure that you guys can hear
yes.
us. This is brand new to us in terms of how we're doing it and where we're at, and we just want to make sure that you guys can hear us loud and clear. So if three of y'all can say, "Yep, Derek, I
I
hear you
can
loud and
hear
clear,"
you.
I can see you guys, and you can see that second chance housing shirt now. I don't have to pull the screen down anymore for you guys to see my shirt. So we're excited about this. And again, welcome to all the new people. I'm expecting a lot of new people to be here
Awesome.
tonight.
So
We
Nicole
were
says
just
coming
talking
through loud and
perfect.
clear.
So we were just talking to a bunch of new people that was over in a Facebook group.
Yeah.
So hope you guys are here. We also got a free gift for you all as well. So again, if you're completely new to us, we want you guys to text the word new to 407-326-0086. And we
86.
want to give you a gift just to say thank you for being here and also to continue your education in terms of what this is. Again, one more time, text the word new to 407-326-0086. So Shay,
So wait, who are you, sir?
well, first of all, I usually start out that way,
I'm
right?
telling
Well,
you.
guys, I'm Derek Forston. I'm the owner and operator of Second Chance Housing. I'm the thought leader of it, right? I kind of thought of it, and God and I kind of put this thing together, right? So that's what we do. We take people from homeless to hopeful. We do that in a shared living environment, right? So
Yeah.
that's exactly who I am
Yeah.
and what I do. But Shay, I'm also the founder and thought leader of Forston Consultants,
Right.
where you and I and our whole entire family now, we go all over the world showing people what is this shared housing
Yeah.
environment that we're talking about. How in the world can you do this without a license, without the need for having to buy the property, right? What are the
Mhm.
steps to get into it? So Shay, as you know, man, I made a promise to God many years ago
Yeah.
that if he allowed me to get in it and leave my job, that
Yep.
I would come back and I would go all over the world teaching it.
Yeah.
And I would never take any credit for it.
Yeah.
So if you guys hang around us long enough tonight, you're gonna hear me say probably a few times that how God is good and that without God, none of this is possible. But with God, you guys are gonna think I'm a genius tonight. So
Oh
Shay,
my
on
goodness.
you.
Okay, so hey, I am Shay Forston, the president and founder of the Angela Denise Foundation, which is a local to Orlando 501c3 nonprofit organization where we take women from homeless to hopeful, utilizing the ILF model that has been coined here at Forston Consultants. What I love so much about doing this, Derek, from a nonprofit standpoint, is it allows me a lot of different
Yeah.
opportunities to foster other relationships and also to be able to not only foster relationships, but everybody knows grant funding is a huge thing that allows me to subsidize some of the fees that my ladies pay in rent.
Yeah.
So that's one thing I loved being able to explain to people and let them know the difference between the for-profit and the
Yeah.
nonprofit operations of the ILF model. So that's one thing I do. And then the other thing is I'm co-founder with you at Forston Consultants,
Absolutely.
where I get to spend all day with this guy teaching you all how to take people from homeless to hopeful, utilizing the ILF model. And again, it's just an honor and a privilege that we get to bring you into our new space. So let us know in the chat. I can see McGinnis here.
Yep. I see
I
Tia's
see
here.
Tia's
Yep.
here.
And
We've got
guys,
all
go
sorts
ahead
of
and
stuff.
shout yourself out also in the chat. Let us know what city and state you're from, right? Because a
Yeah.
part of our coaching and the way that we do our one-on-one coaching, right, is that we coach you according to where you live at.
Right.
So according to your website. So go ahead and also we network in this room. So go ahead and tell people where you're from and where you're located. And in the name of Jesus, where is your first independent living facility is going to be located?
Yes.
So sometimes, guys, well, not sometimes, all the time, you got to speak these things, right? And you got to call these things that are not as though they were.
That's
So,
it.
Miss Pam, good to see you as well over there in Baltimore. So, again, man, guys, if you love God, love people, and love real estate, this is the right place for you to be. And again, if you've ever thought about starting an ILF or what you thought a group home
Right.
or an ALF, but
Yeah.
you didn't know where to start, God bless you because this is exactly what we do. We show you guys how to start something, right? In fact, our conference in June that you probably missed if you
Listen.
wasn't there, the whole slogan shade for that event was from idea to implementation. So again, most of you all have had the idea, Miss Kareen, and Kareen Shay is in Orlando with us.
Really?
She's family
Nice.
already, actually.
Hey,
So
sis. I know you hear the thunder going, sis, because if you're in Orlando, it is
sound like it's about to come
summertime.
down, right?
and it is 6 o'clock, and you know what's going to happen, right?
Yep.
It's about to go down with the skies opening up. But nice. That is awesome. So Corrine is local.
Absolutely. So again, if you love God, love people, and love real estate, we show you guys how to mesh it all together. Yeah. And again, if you heard what I said 3 minutes ago, man, we are very keen on not taking credit for any of this. God is good. God gave us the vision, and he allowed us to put our hands to the plow to then move in it. And then I promise God, said, God, if you let me get in it, I'll go all over the world teaching people, and I'll never take credit. So you guys are hear me say that probably 3 or 4 times tonight, because I make sure that I remind people that I'm no genius, but I am also not somebody that's lazy, and I'm not somebody that's afraid to try something when I feel like God has put it on my heart. Absolutely. And again, Shay, a really long time ago, we used to tease and kind of talk about how that verse in the Bible says, write the vision and make it plain. But I explain to people, when I read and see that verse, it actually means to me that, Derek, go through the bumps, the bruises, and the mistakes of it. But when you and I, God and I, get it right, Derek, go back and teach it to other people. So that's exactly what we do. So again, welcome one, welcome all. And again, don't forget, read the bottom of that screen that's scrolling, because if you're new to us, we want to say thank you. And we want to give you a free gift to continue your education in terms of what this is. So Shay, back on you.
Man, so first and foremost, I want to know, how do y'all like this setup? So we wanted to do something a little different. A lot of times people meet with us and we're always in the office, and we wanted to give y'all more of a more relaxed, personal feel of who we are, right? Sometimes you just feel so stuck at your desk, right? Like we're just sitting there and we just feel like just stuck. We can't move.
Because if you're new to us, this is the first time you've seen it. You don't know any different.
Right.
But like Katara that just came in, and Tia and McGinna, like, you guys are used to seeing me and Shay sit behind a desk pretty much all the time. So now, what do you guys think about this new setup? Shay and I on the couch. Should we call a name to this? Should we call it something?
Let's let our family help us name this new setup, right?
Yeah.
And let's call it, because what are we gonna call it? We're gonna call it Loft Talk. What are we gonna do?
The Blue Couch Room. I don't know, guys. We done thought of all kind of names, but we want to give it to you. So Katara, let us know what it looks like. Also, Katara, if you're available, you let us know, because we talked about pulling you on today.
Let's wait until tomorrow, because Katara, this is all new audio setup, and I don't want to mess anything up, right? We don't have no headphones on tonight, so I don't want to do that tonight, because then we won't be able to hear her when she calls in. So Katara, we got you for either tomorrow or over the weekend, because we don't want to. We're gonna change up the way we're doing things now. We want to have more intimate conversations with other ILF owners and operators, to where it's not Derek, it's not like me, Derek, and you just see these 3 different boxes on the screen. Derek and I want to be close. I want to be able to touch him.
That's what Nicole said. She said, I love the post-anniversary closeness. So for you all that don't know, Shay and I just celebrated 12 years of our anniversary, our wedding anniversary, July 7th. So we're super excited about that. Somebody said that we're still glowing. So I'm not sure if it's because of the new setup, Shay, or these new lights, but people say that we're glowing.
Listen,
so I appreciate that. And this is what Black love looks like. This is what Black success looks like. Not trying to be funny, but when God shines on you guys, this is what it looks like. And lucky for you all, we're not crabs in a bucket. And our job is to come back and teach it to you all. So also big shout out to Nicole that just said something in the chat. She's now ILF Mastery Blueprint member.
Yes, congratulations.
She's family now. So she literally I'm gonna say started today, but she's family now. So in fact, those new workshops that we have, the very next one, you're actually part of that, Nicole. And also that book, that new thing that we introduced on Saturday. So if you missed Saturday's room, we're going to recap that, but I'm literally going to teach you guys how to write a book with the use of 1 click and 1 word. So God has put on a lot of y'all hearts that y'all should be an author. God has put on a lot of y'all hearts that y'all should write a book, write a curriculum, and teach somebody something, or tell your story through a book. I truly believe that if you want to be the authority in what you do or in your city, guys, a lot of times that's proved through being an author. So years ago, it was hard to write a book. It took a lot of time. But now today, I'm going to teach you guys how to write a book in less than 4 minutes.
I'm excited.
So again, Shay, we're going to combine some AI tools. We're going to combine a lot of good stuff. And we're going to take these people and show them how to write their own book. And Shay, guess what? We're going to do a workshop. And what I'm so excited, guys, is that most of y'all know we only do a conference once a year.
Yes.
So our 2024 ILF conference, Shay,
was amazing.
it was amazing. It was in June, but a lot of people keep asking us, when is
To
the
do
next
another
one? And
one.
are we going to do another one? So instead of making you guys wait, we're going to start doing workshops that break a lot of what we down in simple formatted workshops. I know Saturday that I mentioned a master class. Now we're still thinking about doing that, but even better, my team was
Right.
like, Derek, why try to give everybody everything at one time when you can really break it down?
Yeah.
And also for the people that say, well, Derek, I don't need this and that. I just want to know, Derek, how do we get these clients? What
Yeah.
are you saying to these people, Derek, to rent their homes?
Mhm.
So we're going to start having workshops, Shay,
Yeah.
to show people in a more affordable way. That's another thing, Shay, because a
Yes.
lot of
Yeah.
people sometimes can't afford the one-on-one coaching. They can't
Yeah.
afford the conferences and they can't travel. So these virtual workshops that we're going to be doing now,
Mhm.
I think it's going to be the cheat code for a lot of people.
I mean, put a number 7 in the chat if you're all about the workshops,
Yep,
right?
yep.
I'm all about training and being able to do so consistently. And I think that's one of the things that we said we were going to do this year, was to have more opportunities to have people either gather, whether it was in person or online, and continue to further the conversation about independent living facilities, what they are, how they run, what's the importance of an ILF, and the difference between the ILF
Yep.
model and the group home or the licensed home model.
Right.
So this year, just be, like I said, I know we're at the, it's 7 months in almost. Woof, we're 7 months into 2024. We want to end the year strong, giving a lot of support and a lot of information to you all and bringing value. So this
Yeah.
year is all about, ending 2024 strong, so that when we enter into 2025, there's a lot of great opportunities for entrepreneurs, for housing providers, and all sorts of things. I had a nice conversation today, Derek, before we dive into what the ILF model is and any questions that anybody may have. I do want to tell you about a conversation I had today with my virtual assistant. Man, he literally just applied for, I think, $31,000 worth of grants today. And then it was so funny because after that application had went in, he had another, we had somebody reach out to you personally asking about the not the ILF model. What am I talking about grant processing and writing, utilizing RVAs.
Yep.
So that's something that is really coming forward in full force. We had a lot of people ask questions about it, and we are in the process of building out something for the nonprofit operators to be able to, that don't have the ability to have that, extra funding to have a virtual assistant to do the grants for them. So our team is actually going to pick that up, with the success of several grants this year and huge donations. I mean, why not have our team be a part or help others take it to the next level in grant acquisition? So that's what's coming up, guys.
Absolutely.
So with
absolutely.
that said, Derek, let's
do
talk about it.
Let's talk about it. So let's find out who's new to us.
Yeah.
Because thank you again to all of our people that are always hanging around, right? The people that are doing what we call moving at the speed of instruction.
Exactly. Yep.
So again, if you're completely new to us, we ask that you type the word new to that number down below, because we want to give you a free gift. But more importantly, we want to make sure that we answer your questions. And we've also pulled a lot of the questions that you guys have already brought in. But I always like to give first dibs to the people that actually come to the room. So if you're already here and you have a question, we're going to answer your question live. And the best question I like so far is what we start off every room with anyway, is what is an ILF and what is an independent living facility? Well, first of all, glad you asked. Second of all, I'm super proud to say that we have actually trademarked it.
Yeah.
So Shay and I own the phrase independent living facility, and that is simply an environment where adults are able to live and thrive without the need for staff or medical oversight. So again, I often tell people, if you've ever dreamed to start your own housing program, you didn't know where to start, or you thought you had to have a license, you thought you had to own the property, you thought you had to spend $30,000 on the sprinkler system, right? You guys were just like me about 9 years ago, because I was the same person in the same place wishing to get started. But lucky for y'all, God showed me a lady that was housing people in rats and roaches, man, making $41,000 a month, Mr. Terry. And when I saw that, I couldn't believe it. But my prayer immediately turned to God. If you did it for her and she doing it the wrong way, how much more would you want to give it to me? So I'm gonna give y'all a little bit of that story tonight, but
Yep.
more importantly, I want to answer y'all questions. But again, in case if you're new to us, please don't get it twisted. I'm not the
Right.
smartest guy in the classroom. I've never been like given some award to be brilliant, but God is behind this thing, y'all, because again, I'm no pastor, I'm no priest, and I'm no bishop. But if you do love God and you got some patience for people, God has allowed us to literally combine social services, Shay, and real estate together. That's all this is.
Yeah.
This is not a group home. This is not an ALF. And this is not that adult daycare. This does not require a license. You don't have to own the property. And most importantly, I don't need permission from my state because everybody that we're housing, Shay, they're independent. So that means they cook their own food, they provide their own transportation, and also they take their own medications without the need for a nurse, a doctor, or any staff.
I love that.
And that's the reason why we're able to do this. And that's the definition of an independent living facility.
Yeah.
So just like the title says tonight, no staff, no license, no problem. I'm going to say that one more time. No staff, no license, no problem, which is the complete different from your traditional group home, ALF, IDD, or any of that other stuff that you got to go and get a license for. Not a permit, but a license.
So okay, so I know we touched on that on Saturday.
Yep.
License and permitting. I think people get it so they intertwine the two, and they're very different in their own states. So can you explain just briefly what is the difference between licensing and the permitting piece?
Absolutely. People have been getting that mixed up a lot lately. So a license, one more time, guys, is often what you got to go through what I'm going to call the hula hoops. It takes a lot, tons of paperwork, walkthroughs, somebody usually from your state or city coming in to do a tour, to walk it, to make sure that you're good to go. Again, lots of paperwork. There's also oversight once you actually get it up and running. Shay, again, the ILF model is so easy because, again, the difference is the population that you're serving. The reason why the group home, which, again, guys, I have nothing that I don't like about it. There's a space for it and it's needed.
Absolutely.
I'm just the guy that's been put on this earth to show you all that your dream of starting this housing program doesn't need all of that if you choose the right population.
Correct.
Shay, is all about population because I'm housing people that don't need me to cook their food.
Right.
I don't drive them around to the CVS and the pharmacy and to pick up their medications and the doctor's appointments. And I surely, again, don't cook their food and I don't provide transportation. Right? My guys provide their own transportation. Shay's women take their own medications. And again, they feed themselves without the need for staff and or medical oversight. We also don't accept Medicaid dollars. Medicare, we get that question a lot. Do you guys take Medicaid and Medicare? We absolutely do not. Our clients receive SSI, SSDI. Some of them receive SSA. And then a lot of our people here lately have a job. McDonald's, KFC, Pizza Hut, Outback Steakhouse.
Other organizations too.
Right? I mean, so they just have jobs. Shay?
Yeah, I think the biggest misconception in between the models, right, is the fact that people, we want to be the end all be all for our populations. And that's where we toe that really thin line of being seen as a licensed home and an unlicensed facility. And I think that's where the training or the coaching comes in and is very beneficial, because a lot of times people have the heart to do this, but then they also implement way too much of themselves in the independent living model. And that kind of causes a rift. And then if anything does go wrong and a phone call is made to an organization, you now are stating all of these things that you are not, as though you are. And that's where people get in trouble and have that misconception when it comes to the city and different things like that when they're running what should be independent homes, you know? So I think that's pretty interesting too. So guys, I mean, we can talk all night. We want to hear from you all in the chat. Let us know next week. The goal is to be able to have people call in.
I love it.
We're going to be able to have you literally going to have a phone number where you can call us and we will answer your question over the sound waves, where everybody on Instagram. Yeah, everybody on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube will be able to hear your question, and we'll be able to give you that answer. So that's the new thing coming. We got a lot
Yeah,
of new
we
stuff
got a
coming.
lot of new stuff
Um,
coming. We knew that after the June event, we were going to implement a lot of stuff.
yes,
We didn't just want to say it prematurely because a lot, guys, if you've ever thrown an event, you know a lot goes into
it
that.
does. Yeah.
And also all of the other things in between that. Shay and I purchased the house, we rehabbed the house, we're going through
Yes.
the refinance of it
Oh
now.
my
So
goodness.
we just knew that after the event and kind of after that, we were going to start throwing a lot of new things at you guys. So again, in fact, if you guys want to be a part of that book workshop,
Yes.
and we're thinking about doing this Wednesday,
We're trying to
or
get
we're
the
thinking
dates.
about doing it maybe one day next week. But either way, guys, it's only $37. So if you respond and text the word book,
Yes.
that's simple, BOOK,
That's it.
to the number that you see below at 407 326
0086.
0086, that's where you're going to be able to get the information and the invoice, more importantly, to go ahead and secure your spot. Also, we are going to be selling the recording. So if you miss it and it's something that you still want, I'll admit, though, it's going to be a little bit more than the original seat. So we want everybody to come to this book event, guys. It's a workshop.
Exciting.
It's virtual. It's only $37. And share what I'm so excited about. If you guys do this the right way, you can leave this workshop with your book done.
Completely done.
How many of you all have heard me talk about the phrase, don't wait to be great? We've lived by that phrase for I don't know how long now.
Years.
Guys, I wrote a book about don't wait to be great in less than 6 minutes.
That was fun.
Before I got out of the bed the other day.
Yeah.
Before I brushed my teeth, before I moved the covers, underneath the covers, because it was really cold in my room that night. Guys, I wrote an 11-chapter book in less than 6 minutes. We're going to show you guys how to do that in a workshop that I got a name for it, but I think I'm going to release the name a little later. But again, if you
Guys, are you still
All right,
there?
I think we're back. What a pause that was. If you guys can
Listen,
hear and see us, let us know in the
please
chat.
let us know in the chat if you
And
can
how long did
still.
that pause for?
Oh my God.
Maybe y'all heard us the whole time. I don't know. So hopefully we didn't
Listen,
say nothing crazy,
I'm
Shay.
sure we are back. Guys, we literally lost power for like
Wow.
2 seconds.
Guys, it is storming.
Ah,
And if you don't believe us, ask our other friend that's
that's
on here
in
from
Orlando.
Orlando. Ask Kareen, she'll tell you.
Doreen, are you still online? Listen, I lost.
Wow. So I think
That
we're
is
back, Shay.
crazy.
I think we are back. Good stuff.
Thank you,
So
Jesus.
we're
Hold
back,
on. Let's make sure all audio settings are still the same.
and we'll just act like we never left. She said, "No, we lost sound and
No
picture,
worries.
but we are
Tell them we
glad you
got
are
you.
back." Good stuff.
Okay, we got them.
Yeah, we're back, guys. So we're going to just jump right back into the questions. And as I never got interrupted, Shay just reaching across to me to do a few things on the laptop
So
here.
let us know if we are back sounding back live with our
And either we
mics.
can pick up with where we just came from, and I forgot where we were, or we can start answering a lot of these questions that have already. Oh, and there's
Give me
actually one
2
on the screen.
seconds.
So Terry, tell me if you're still here, Mr. Terry. I want to know if Martin Terry is still here in the room.
Yeah.
He's asked a great question.
Yeah.
And we actually go over this more so in the one-on-one coaching, because that's actually the only time people ever ask it. So I'm glad Mr. Terry actually asked that.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that he's also a little delayed because of YouTube.
And
But
because
I'm
of
gonna
what
give
just
him
happened, too.
8 more seconds to see if he's here. Then I'm gonna go ahead and answer that. All these rooms, guys, are also recorded, so you don't have to worry about that. I get a lot of people ask, can we send them the replay? Guys, this is our own YouTube channel.
Yeah,
So
so it's
every
here.
room that we ever do for the last 4 years is on this YouTube channel. So if you guys go to our YouTube channel at Forster Consultants and hit that tab that says live, every live that we do, you guys can catch it. Also, subscribe while you're here too and turn on that notification bell. That way, anytime we go live, you guys don't miss it. So for my new people, we're here every Monday and Tuesday at 6 p.m. Eastern, and then every Saturday at 10 a.m. Eastern. All right, so let's jump back into it. So, Mr. Terry, you're asking, how do you share a refrigerator or a refrigerator? Let me make sure I don't get my country grammar in that.
Refrigerator.
Right. In an ILF facility. So all of our facilities usually have more than 3 refrigerators. Prime example, my largest ILF actually has 3 refrigerators and 2 freezers. Right. So when you're talking about a lot of people, you don't want arguments over this is my shelf, so and so's eating my food, or hey, Derek, we went shopping and there's no room in the refrigerator.
Right.
In fact, watch how honest I am. One of my newest ILFs, one that we kind of sort of just took over a few months ago, it's now full because when I got it, it kind of wasn't. And I'm getting a new guy tomorrow. But guess who just donated a brand new refrigerator to me? My mom. So big shout out to Mom Forston,
Mom, we
who
love
got
you.
another brand new refrigerator and is giving me her brand new one that she just got actually.
Yep.
So, and that's to answer another question for the Martin family. This is Martin Terry, but the Martin family asked, where do you get your appliances from? Do you guys buy brand new or used? I'll admit, in the beginning, I teach most of you guys to get it used, right? Gently used, because I don't want you spending all your money trying to get this thing started, right? Because you do have to spend money before you make money. Just like any other business, guys, this is no different from if you want to start an ice cream shop tomorrow. We're going to invest in people before we ever meet them and before we ever move them in.
Yeah.
Because you got to get a place where whether you rent it, lease it, or buy it, and then you got to furnish it. You got to turn on the lights and water. All of that is done before you get your first client. So that's what I mean by you got to invest in this business and invest in people well before you make any money. So I answered probably 3 questions right there in that one.
Yeah.
And Mr. Terry, if you're still there, just let me know that you got that. But again, most of our houses, all of them, I should say, have multiple refrigerators. In fact, Shay, tell them where you got your last 2 refrigerators from and how you got them.
Right. So I got 2. I was blessed with a donation of 2 freezer fridges. So they have like the dual combo. You can choose it to be a fridge or a freezer. And that's what I was blessed with that from CityServe.
Yep.
CityServe is again, when you're a nonprofit, you can partner with other nonprofit organizations. And CityServe has been a great, amazing partner of ours. So if you go to the AngelaDeniseFoundation.org, go to our website and you'll see a list of some of our partners that we again, that we have community with within our local area. But CityServe donated not just the 2 fridges, Derek. They've done the
Furniture, outdoor patio
all of the
furniture,
patio set, the
love sack.
patio furniture, the love sack for the living room, the dinette set and chairs. Man, and every time they get something that they think that we can benefit from or use, they literally give me a call and say, hey Shay, here's some items that we have. We thought about you all and wanted to know if it was something that you can use. So and then Derek, I just bought the deep freeze,
Yep.
a deep freezer just the other day.
Did that come from the grant
that came
funds
from
or
Lowe's? Yeah,
Okay.
grant funds actually purchased that. So I had a grant, and that was for housing, just all of our initial housing needs. And we were able to get a deep freezer. And then remember, I got the $10,000 grant, which we are going to be utilizing to implement an in-house pantry.
Correct.
So this week, Derek and I will be going shopping to go and get all of some of the household items that the ladies will need on an ongoing basis, like your toilet paper, laundry detergent, food items. I dropped a great gem the other day on Saturday's live, where I was telling people about, make sure if you have a business, if you are an LLC, a nonprofit, whichever one you may be, whatever entity you have, make sure you are a member at things like a Restaurant Depot. Make
Very
sure
important.
you are a member at, see if your Costco or your Sam's Club have, if for a nonprofit benefit program. Take your tax exemption certificate to that location, so that way when you're making purchases for your ILF, if you're doing it under a nonprofit organization setup, you'll be able to get those products that you need without having the tax, paying sales tax on it.
Absolutely. I love it.
Yeah.
Next question that just popped up on the screen is, where do we get our mattresses
Yeah.
from?
So can you
So
post that
again,
one?
everything again is going to be gently used. So according to how we do it, and again, I
Yeah.
always jokingly tell people this, right? Unless you got a lot of money and you're a little bit more on the bougier side, right? And you want to buy things brand new, I suggest buying things gently used.
Yeah.
So I know in my city where I live at, I have a guy that this is all he does, guys. He goes to these, I'm gonna call them conventions,
yeah.
and these warehouses, and they're gently used mattresses, usually from like hotels and really nice places.
Yeah.
And they already come inside of the plastic, right? But even Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, and again, thrift stores, and again, gently used, right?
look
And
really
Nicole,
nice.
because you're an IMB member, we're going to actually go a little bit deeper on that. And because it's used, there are specific things that we'll do to the mattress. So we'll talk more about that.
Oh, yes.
And Nicole, I'm excited because I think you got your onboarding tomorrow.
With
so
me. I
let
get
me
to
give
hang
you
out with
guys even
Nicole.
a little bit of an example of how this works, right?
Yeah.
So Nicole is just like most of you all that are on this live right now. She probably found me on YouTube or Instagram or Facebook. Nicole, I'll let you tell them in the chat. Most of you guys find us on social media. That's why I teach you guys all the time that social media is going to be one of the biggest things that get your program in the front of other people.
Yes.
Social media. And again, I'll drop a gem now. We've been telling you guys about the local radio. That's been a real gem for us lately, by going to the local radio and advertising your housing program and who you are. But literally, Nicole paid for her package, right? Our coaching is 15 grand, but on scholarship, you can get it for 7,500. I think, if I'm not mistaken, Nicole also got a sale because she moved at the speed of instruction and did certain things and got another discount. Nevertheless, her first appointment is already tomorrow.
Yeah.
By tomorrow, if not already, she's got all her paperwork, all her documents. Her first appointment is tomorrow with Miss Shay as her first onboarding, right?
Oh, so she just said
she heard me in the texting room with Howard on Sunday. So again, some form of social media. So again, in the beginning days, Nicole, everybody found me on Clubhouse. But nowadays, either YouTube, Facebook, or Instagram. But anyway, after she does that onboarding with Shay, her access to us is absolute wide open. Nicole and I are brothers and sisters now. She forgot about it, but I jokingly say this, she forgot about it, but we were born from a different mother, a different dad, but somehow we still became family. And that's what our coaching is like. I don't call you guys students or mentees. We're family. And the only way Nicole and I and our team separate is Nicole leave us.
Pretty much.
Because our coaching is just like that. So you guys are going to notice tonight how much information we give out and how much we put into this. But Nicole is going to see how I'm going to blow her mind with multiple things, even beside this, what we're talking about.
Yeah.
We're geniuses at shared housing. And God has just made it like that. It's not because I'm so great, but because
That's
God has
right.
went, he blew on this thing. Shay and I look like geniuses doing this because God has got his hand on it. And because of that, Nicole will also be blessed.
Absolutely.
And then after that appointment with Shay, they turn her loose to me.
Yep.
So then she's got a lot of back-to-back coaching. But besides that, she can call me anytime, any day, all of that stuff,
Open
right?
access,
Because the access is wide open and not just a bunch of videos. So even though we do give her all the curriculum, all of our ebooks, all of the courses, we build her website. We're going to build her logo.
Yep.
We're going to give her a virtual assistant for absolutely free. All of that comes with our one-on-one coaching, guys. So some of you guys have been splitting that price. Some of y'all have been going in together to be able to help each other. We got an automation for that if you just text the word half to that same number scrolling below, my team will send you an invoice for that $37.50 so that we can merge you with somebody else. Not that you have to work with them, but it's just to help you with the cost of it.
Yep.
So half of $7,500, guys, is $37.50. So if you text the word half right now, guys, we can actually merge you with somebody, right? But anyway, that's our one-on-one coaching. And on top of that, she also gets our business coaching.
Yeah.
And that's what a lot of you all are going to be seeing now on these Tuesdays. And that's why we're having that workshop on how to write this book using some special tools to be able to write your book in one day in less than 10 minutes. That's our business coaching. So you guys are going to see a lot of that now inside of what we do now, Shay. So I'm excited about that. And I wanted to answer that because another family member asked, how does the coaching work? So again, big shout out to our new family member, Nicole. We're super excited for her. And again, guys, don't you wait. Because our saying is don't wait to be great. Because I tell you all the time, God has already put on your heart that you're supposed to be doing this. God is just genius how he merged us together now. And we're going to show you the way. So back to that question real quick about the refrigerators.
Yeah.
What you guys see on the screen right now is what we would call a private room. So a lot of our newer people today, Shay, they're putting mini fridges inside of this room. Now, Shay, I'm going to put you on the spot because I just want to know. Shay, what is your thoughts about a mini fridge going in a private room? What's your thoughts on that?
I'm 100% on it.
Okay.
I'm with it. I am 100% with it.
What would be maybe a downside of having a mini fridge inside of a room?
Honestly, I think the only thing is making sure if it's having it on top of something so that you don't get any leakage, spillage on your floors. So if some people have carpets in their bedrooms, you want to make sure that it's not sitting on the carpet. So maybe a dunnage rack or something like that, having it above floor level. Right. And something that will drain. You don't want just a dunnage rack and then it still gets the floor all soaking wet. But just putting it on something that's level and that can catch water in the event that it needs to catch water. The other thing of that too, I think because our private rooms are so nicely priced, it shouldn't interfere much with electricity cost. So that is not, I don't have a problem with it. I think it's beneficial, especially when you have private rooms. I think it keeps their personal items where they need them, right? And as long as they don't have what is it? No illegal substances in their fridge. And when I say illegal, I'm not talking about illegal where the popo coming. I'm talking about anything that's against my rules and regulations.
Rules.
Right.
Got it.
Yep.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then there will be rules in place. I'm gonna go a little deep on this. There will be rules in place to where that individual has to clean out that fridge once a month.
I love it.
They would have to have a cleaning a sheet. I'm actually going to implement this into my lady's house now with the fridges and assign some certain things because I know when it comes to communal living, everybody gets the deer in headlights, or it's not my problem, it's not my mess type of situation and circumstance going on. So there's going to be some little nuances that I'll add to that just to make sure that everything's being left cleanly, that there is no stench or odor because of bad food being left in the refrigerator. So that's my take on it. What about yours?
I love it. So my take on it is kind of the same shade. I don't mind it. I actually like it as a added feature. I'm going to talk from the investor side.
Yeah.
This is going to give you guys to be able to charge a little bit more money in terms of the room because now you've made it more of the suite. So if you've been around us a little while now, you guys heard me use that term suite or private room or shared room. So if you're new to us, there's actually 3 different settings in this one model. So one is going to be kind of like what you guys see on the screen right now, which is that 1 bed. That's the private room that may not have a bathroom attached to it. But Shay, that private suite, or some people call it an ensuite, it's actually got its own bathroom.
Correct.
And a lot of people, according to how your house is set up, that's when you're again able to charge more money.
Absolutely.
Now, imagine you going to Walmart and spending $99 on this mini fridge, but now charging an extra $60 to $80 a month just because you put it in there. To me, that is absolute genius. And you're offering a convenience. Because again, guys, I've been in this game long enough, right? And guess what? We do get from time to time. And now I'll admit these calls don't come to me a lot because now we do use virtual assistants. So Jess actually answers 99% of my calls, right? So you guys don't want the call about Mr. Tyrone, somebody ate my bologna sandwich.
You don't.
Or who ate my last Dorito, right? So I explain to my clients, guys, that I'm not the food police. My job in this ministry is well more important than me trying to figure out who ate the last Dorito or who stole your Lay's potato chips. So I got a hard rule in my place that, guys, we're not arguing about food because first of all, my program is tied to a food pantry. So nobody starves at second chance housing. We truly believe in that. That's number 1. And number 2, again, I explain to all my clients that, again, my job is to rescue people and take them from homeless to hopeful, not to figure out who ate the last hot dog, right? And then again, back to the question from the gentleman earlier, this is also why we have multiple refrigerators. Sometimes, guys, you can assign refrigerators to according to how many people you have. So if you got a 4-bed, 2-bath home and you have 8 people that you're taking from homeless to hopeful, what if you got 3 refrigerators? You can split people up according to what you want them to use. And then when you got the 2 freezers, Shay just bought this huge, I'm gonna call it a chest freezer, those box freezers for under $300.
Like, and it was on sale because of the 4th of July.
And that holds tons of their meat. And again, when you're really good at this, and especially if you're getting our coaching and we teach you how to get food for free, because my coaching is that we do not provide food, we do not provide food, and we don't provide food.
Well,
but what if I showed you how to get it for free to where it didn't come from you? So a lot of what we talk about is what? Partnership. And we partner with people to be able to get food that's what we're going to call a third party that's not per se coming from us.
So I want to switch the verbiage a little bit because language is a locator, right? We like prime example, the Angela Denise Foundation will provide food, but I will not be preparing or providing meals. So there's a distinct difference in the 2.
Give the meaning of those 2. Give an example so that people don't get lost in the sauce.
I provide food, meaning items that my ladies can cook. So if I go to the store, I'm purchasing items like meat, bread, whatever they need to cook in the house. So I provide food, but I do not prepare or provide meal services. So meal services means I'm not going and cooking. I'm not delivering, I'm not personally going and, cooking from my kitchen and delivering the meals. So that is the significant difference. So like I said, I received a grant for an in-house pantry. So yes, I do provide food. Some people may say, you know what, Shay, I hear of people all the time. I am not a fan of this. I have never been a fan of this. Derek may think something different. I know of people that house individuals, nobody under the ILF model that I'm aware of, and they try to bring in everybody's food stipend, right, for communal food. And I'm like, no, not everybody eats the same thing. So prime example, what I'm doing with my ladies is I'm gathering information. I'm gathering a list. What do you eat? What don't you eat? And I'm going to make sure that they have the necessary items that they need in the house for food preparation, being that I have been allotted a set amount of funds to provide them with a food pantry. So that's literally what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing.
I love it. So guys, if you understood that, put number 3 in the chat. If you want Shay to hit it again, let her know. Okay.
Yeah,
and also keep the questions going. We love this. And so far, I don't know about y'all, but I'm loving this new setup. I feel a little bit more relaxed, Shay.
I know, think you don't the computer, so tense.
I think I'm tight. So when we watch the replay of this later and our team checks it out, we just got to make sure that the volumes are right, that I'm positioned right. Shay always does a great job, but my hand and my hands and my head go all over the place. So we just want to make sure, because we are using different microphones and everything. So again,
I
thank
love
y'all
that.
for kind of being the pioneers of our new setup.
No,
So
hold on. Before we go any further, y'all get to name this new setup, right? Because the goal is, unless we're doing a workshop, we're trying to figure out if we do this particular setup from now on, and then when we're in the workshop or really work mode, we go back to the computer. So let
right.
us know what your thoughts are. Do
Yep.
we keep the what do we name this? Come on, like we
I
need
don't
y'all
know.
help.
Yeah,
Is
like
it
help us
like
out with the name. Like
what,
what
like
should we name
the blue couch?
the spot?
The spot? I don't know.
I don't know. But anyway, we're gonna leave that to you all. I want to bring up another thing just really quick. And I do see a lot of you all that are texting the phrase book to that number. So in the case if you missed it, guys, our business coaching also goes into a lot of what we do. People hear us
Oh,
talk
I
about the
like
ILF
that.
model so much that I have to start reminding you guys that we also do business coaching. So
Yes.
again, if you want to know how to write a book and become an author in one day, in less than 15 minutes, text the word book to 407-326-0086. The number is scrolling at the bottom of the screen. One more time, if you text the word book to the
BOOK.
number that is scrolling at the bottom of the screen, my team is going to send you the information and a $37 invoice, because it's only $37,
Yeah.
guys. And it's a no-brainer where we're going to teach you guys how to write a book in one day, teach you how to sell it, but most importantly, how to write books for other people to make a profit
Ooh.
and income
So, okay.
for $37, Shay.
Listen, so how about
And I think we're gonna do it this Wednesday.
you so let me know if this Wednesday
The
is
team
too
and I
quick.
talked about it. If they tell us it's too quick, Shay, we'll give them an extra week.
Right.
But if they ready, we're ready.
We're ready for
Shay and I
Wednesday.
already have been kind of working
I've been
on it.
messing around with stuff
And what's so
and
cool, y'all, within the first 2 minutes of y'all being in the workshop, you're going to get the instruction to do the book. And again, most of y'all are going to be able to leave that day and write your book in less than 15 minutes. I'm so excited about that. So already, guys, be thinking of what you want your book to be about. I'll have 2 instructions for people, and I'll just kind of tell this part now. If the book is going to be more personal, meaning there's a story in your life that you got to tell, I got instruction for that. And I'll admit that was going to take a little bit longer. But if you just said, Derek, I want to write a book on how to bake chocolate chip cookies, guys, we're going to write that book in 2 minutes. And we're going to teach you how to, again, make money from it, how to post it and sell it, but most importantly, how to write books for other people so that where you still can make money. So text the word book, B-O-O-K, book to 407-326-0086. Miss Shay, back on you.
all right, so I saw a name, and you'll see us kind of looking at different areas. I had my iPad set up so it was easier for me to kind of navigate what's going on behind the scenes. But due to that little power glitch, I lost connection. But just know this: if you see us looking off, it's not that we're ignoring each other. We're just trying to get things back set up after the slight delay and loss of connection.
Absolutely. So I have more questions unless you have one pulled up.
I do. There's several coming through the screen. I want you to scroll the other way too. There was another question, but we can definitely go to the one that just popped up on the screen over here.
Absolutely.
So let's ask that one. I know
so
it's coming up.
there's a question from K Rowe that says, do you? And I also like how it's popping up without us having to do that. It's never done that
but
before.
They don't see it. Only we see that.
Oh,
like,
only we see that?
Yeah.
Cool. No worries. So
See,
we'll always put it up so that way they can see it too.
When the techie wife is in control, just let me do what I do.
She's the techie one, but
let me do what I do, player.
But even when we're at the computer, it doesn't do that.
I know it doesn't.
So maybe she really don't know how it happened.
It does. I know how it happened.
Anyway, I like how that happens without us having to do it. But anyway, Cairo says, do you change prices when dealing with the Department of Correction?
Oh, that's a good one.
I can answer that in 2 ways, right? One way, I'm going to answer specifically because we're live right now. And I don't want to confuse anybody.
Right.
But if Nicole asks me that question tomorrow, I got a deeper answer, right? And because she'll be family and she'll have the coaching, I'd have to do too much explaining probably
to make somebody
on this
really
live
understand.
To make it understandable. But to answer your question from the bottom line, no, my prices are pretty much across the board, right? But just to give you another example, I do have one house and multiple houses that where everybody's not paying the same price. Everybody's situation is a little bit different. But
Correct.
just because I'm working with the Department of Corrections, that doesn't mean my price necessarily changes. But I will tell you this. I do work with programs that pay for it. And we call this mailbox money. And I'm going to put the Department of Corrections to the side for 2 seconds. But when I'm working with the COC or anybody that says, Derek, you know what? I got this great guy named Josh. And Derek, he don't have anywhere to go. And Derek, he don't have no money. Derek, he don't have a job. But Derek, guess what? If y'all take him in, we're going to pay for him to live there for 6 months or to a year until he gets on his feet.
Now that's different.
No problem. Now with them, big bro, I'm admit their price may be a little bit different.
Correct.
And I'm going to just stop right there because, again, I don't want to confuse nobody, because the way that I can also make this make sense and still give you value is that I've been in this so long and that I understand that my set price, which right now is $700 per bed, I understand that a lot of people may not be able to understand that. So that's my price to the everyday guy that, boy, he don't have it for my real original price. Because guess what my real original price is? $850 per bed.
Completely different, yeah.
But because I understand that most of people, meaning 90% of people that I serve, they probably can't afford it. So we cut them a break. But when I'm working with a program, Lord have mercy, they get no breaks.
That's different,
because I want all my money from them because they have it. Does that make sense, big bro? If it does, say yes. If it don't, and I lost you, you let me know. Or if that's a female, I apologize and you let me know.
Right.
But K-Roll, hopefully I was able to explain that. But if I do work with people that have the money, if this program is just swimming in money, I don't give them that same break that I would give Bobby from the street that only gets $735. Right? Yeah. So that program is going to get my real price of what I would charge most people if they had it.
Right.
Michelle?
No, you hit the nail on the head. I'm back up and running on my iPad just so you know.
Cool.
So I'm good. So I got you. So yeah, absolutely. I think and honestly, you've got to realize too that when you're working with programs, they have a set price too at times. So that set price may be above or beneath what your asking price is.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
I know you're seeing what I saw. I love it.
LM just gave us a name.
She gave us a name that I'm all for.
I don't know if that's a male or female just by LM, but I like that. Cozy Coaching. Ooh.
I love it. When I saw it, I was like,
we have to bless them with something.
I'm telling you.
I like that.
Listen.
And maybe because I said that it made me feel more comfortable being here, she used that and just kind of.
I love it.
Cozy Coaching.
This is it. Cozy Coaching.
Do you guys like Cozy Coaching?
Listen,
I haven't seen any other names so far, but I like that.
I love it.
LM, tell us what's your real name and where you're located.
Oh, it's right here. I just posted.
She's from South Carolina. It says.
Actually, it's gonna come up.
That's
in 2 seconds.
LaShawn.
Yes, it's LaShawn from South Carolina.
Good stuff. And also, LaShawn, just to let you know, in case if you don't know it, unless Katara invited you, Katara Johnson, who just posted, I love it. She's also in South Carolina.
I love.
So we got people in Columbia, Orangeburg, and that other area that I forgot right now. And Neonta it's got family in that area and some roots in that area, but Neonta is actually in down South Miami. So big shout out to Neonta and Romeo, who I just saw on the screen.
Somebody, Andrea Branch said, I like the name.
Miss Branch said, I like the name.
I like it too.
She got it on one try.
She was like, boom, this is it.
Cozy Coaching.
I love that.
Wow.
With Derek and Shay Forston.
LM, we appreciate that.
I love
Keep the names coming because I can hear my team and my mom saying right now, y'all got to get more. Don't just land on one.
Man, keep playing.
That is awesome. My husband Derek came up with the name. His name is
Derek? Okay.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna bless y'all. Yeah, I'm gonna tell LM right now. If y'all want the coaching, I'm gonna bless y'all. LM, tell me, how did you guys find us? Was that social media? Was that Facebook, Instagram, YouTube? How did you all find us? Miss Branch, how did you find us? Anybody that's new to us, remember, we got a free gift that I charge other people for. So make sure you get that free gift at the bottom of the screen. That's scrolling. Text the word new.
I love this.
Yeah, just text the word new to that 407-326-0086. And I got something free for y'all. Just like these new churches now that say, hey, raise your hand if you're new. And they come give you this gift. We do the same thing. It's just digital. I love it. Nicole said that's a winning
name. I'm telling you, everybody's in loving it.
Group home website. So probably in one of those groups.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love
I
it.
love
I
this. Is
love it.
awesome.
So let's keep the questions going.
All right, so I'm gonna post another one, Derek. I got one for you. And it is from Nikki Johnson. She says, "How do you go about client assessments? How do you decide on the client?" I can answer that. So the
I
client
got an answer too, so
assessment,
go first.
yeah, the client assessment for me is super important. Um, and this
That's
is
going to be
one
a
of the
workshop,
things,
by the way,
right?
too.
Yeah, we're
That's
actually
going
going
to
to
be a
do a workshop.
personalized workshop as well. But sure, you go ahead.
Yeah, but the client assessment will make or break your housing model, and that's what people don't realize. It is so significant and it's so important. And if you miss on the client assessment, you can have a grand opening and a grand closing. And by that I mean you can literally have a house full of people one day, and you bring in one wrong person and the whole house is empty. The client assessment is where you have to really be guided, and I think that's one of the biggest benefits to me of having Derek as my coach and my partner, is because there are certain nuances about this space that I really didn't know much about until Derek taught me, right? And that is knowing things like the medications, how to navigate if this client is a good client based on their medication types, making sure that you can. I say this, let me go back. You have to know the people that are in your house already enough to make a very, very good decision on who you're bringing in the house next. And that's, again, going to rely solely on the assessment. Um, like I said, everybody's assessment looks a little bit different. Everybody's assessment kind of changes as time goes by. Man, it's so involved. It, like, the assessment can be very
So that's just to make a break.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
very detailed, and you want to be very detailed when you're doing one. So that's my whole take on the assessment, right? I'm all about finding out medications. I'm all about getting the background story.
Okay.
I'm all about finding out information and even reviewing city and court records to make sure that if they do have a background, if I ask a question of that nature, will they be forthcoming to let me know the truth about it? Also, like, there's so many avenues, guys. Like, this can be like, we can take 20 million pig trails off of an assessment.
And that's why, again, like, I'm so excited about these new workshops that we're going to be having.
Yeah.
Sometimes people can't afford our one-on-one coaching. Some people miss the June event. In
Yeah.
fact, Nikki that asked the question, that's her. Nikki came to our event. So big shout out to Nikki Johnson that attended our June 21st event. So Nikki, lucky for you, again, a lot of people that maybe, and I'll just use the word out of reach, that one-on-one coaching, but this is going to be the gym for a lot of people to now get some of these workshops that are going to be super affordable.
Yeah.
We're going to make these workshops so affordable, you guys will be almost crazy not to get it.
Yeah.
So one of the workshops, and I'm so glad Nikki asked the question, it's about the assessment. And that night, that's all we're talking about. Because as you guys can hear, Nikki is already moving at the speed of instruction and is getting a mind frame of who will she serve?
Right.
Who is her population? But most important, how to choose the right person.
Yeah.
And the way I explain it, Shay, is this. God blessed you women with something that's more than what he gave us men.
Yeah.
Us men, we have an opinion. Us men, we got some feelings, but God gave y'all intuition.
Yes.
So on top of prayer and the assessment that we're going to teach you guys, because otherwise you had to have our one-on-one coaching, the ILF Mastery Blueprint, to get my coaching on the assessment. But now through these workshops at a super affordable price, we're going to teach the assessment. Not only will we teach it, we're going to give it to you.
And what
so some of these workshops are going to have worksheets and handouts.
Yeah.
Check.
And what I like most about the whole workshop aspect of it is we know that people are doing certain forms of housing, right? And they may not want to be under the ILF umbrella. They're doing their own thing. Why not help others it's all about helping other people get to a better place in the housing opportunity, and being able to really effectively house their population, right?
Yep.
You said something about the population you serve. I think that's one of the things that we talk about a lot. You can nail down a population that you want to serve, but you say it so well all the time. What happens if that population doesn't even call?
Right.
And the phone's steady ringing. Like,
Gotta let the community
what ends
dictate
up
it.
happening?
Yep.
you end up shooting yourself in the foot because you don't you mess up relationships that could have been nurtured and given you an opportunity to house people, but because that's not the population I'm housing, or I'm sorry, I can't help, or no, not at this time, it kind of puts that wedge
Right.
in between you and the service provider or the
Right.
case manager that you're looking at partnering with. So just remember
And
that.
also, I'm gonna jump back on it again just to make
Yeah.
sure that we're giving a lot of value here tonight. That assessment, guys, the definition of an assessment to us at Forster Consultants simply means this, and listen really slowly. An assessment is a series of questions that would allow you to make a sound decision about who you bring into your
Right.
ILF. Now, somebody's going to hear that and be like, wow, that sounds really selfish. And I want it to, because the way we teach it, I want you guys to have a successful program. And again, the assessment is a series of questions that allows you to make a sound decision about who you're bringing in. So again, I want you guys to have the right people, because again, when you have the right people, I'll admit this model can be easy, guys. The ILF model, it can be easy with the right population. But if you get the wrong people, this turns into a job. So again, the assessment asking the right questions. And again, thank God for this new workshop, because otherwise you would have had to have the one-on-one coaching for me to give it to you.
Yeah.
But again, you want to know their name, their date of birth, which again, somebody said, well, that's easy. Well, you got to know that, guys, because it starts there. Somebody may get on the phone and not even get their date of birth. So I like to give you guys things from the core: name, date of birth, diagnosis. Diagnosis is very important in what we do, because we do serve a lot of people that have a mental health background. I want to know what medications they're on. I want to know their background, and anybody that knows them personally, I'm also going to interview them. And that's a big gem that a lot of people don't do. And again, we're going to go over a lot of that in these new and upcoming workshops. So again, use your intuition and always pray. Watch this. I'm no pastor, I'm no priest, and I'm no bishop, but watch this. We do love God, we love people, and we love real estate. So I always tell people too, pray to God for the right people. God has already ordained before this earth even started of who you're supposed to be housing.
Wow.
So every night, Shay, they should be praying, God, send me the right person. God, there's somebody that's praying every night, crying for a clean place to live. And God, I'm providing that. God, can you merge us together? And God, will you please keep me away from the knucklehead, the guy that doesn't want to pay rent, the guy that wants to come in and use drugs, the guy that wants to come in and destroy property. God, can you keep me away from that guy? Because there's a lot of people that are begging for this, God, but send me the right people to serve. God, that's a prayer I pray all the time.
Often, yeah.
Because I've been in this long enough, y'all, that I'd have seen my share of knuckleheads. So my prayer is, God, can you keep me away from the knucklehead? Send me the guy, God, that's begging you, God, I don't want to be homeless. God, just give me a great landlord. God, I want a clean place to live. Because if you just met me today, you have no clue of what started all of this, which is God showed me a lady making $41,000 a month housing people in rats and roaches. And as I was the social worker and begging God to get in this game, God was like, Derek, open up your eyes, bro. Look at this lady. And again, God was so gracious to me, Nikki. You heard the story. He showed me a lady that was doing this exact model that I'm teaching y'all. The only difference is that she did it in rats and roaches.
Yeah, it was a mess.
The mattresses on the ground, roaches running in and out of the cabinets, mice running everywhere. And she was housing people, y'all, putting 13 and 14 people in one house, making a bunch of money.
And not a 5 or 6, 7 bedroom either.
Shay, this was in a 3-bed, 2-bath home, and one of the doors had a lock on it. So now we only talking 2 bedrooms, 13, 14 people. Guys, so again, that's why I tell people, I'm no genius. God just showed me somebody that was doing this the wrong way. And now we put our spin on it, and now we teach it all over the world. And again, if you just joined us, these are independent living facilities where adults are able to live and thrive without the need for staff and or medical oversight. So again, Nikki, thanks for that question. That was a great one. And I look forward to the workshop that we're going to have. It's going to be multiple, but one workshop alone is going to be on the assessment and how to get the right client and avoid the knucklehead. But I just gave y'all some game right there, and it starts with prayer. Shay?
Yeah, I mean, you gave it all. I mean,
love this question.
So Nicole asked, Shay, what were you doing prior to ILFs? A lot? No.
Mhm.
So, for my background, Nicole, I have a master's in business administration and management, with a focus on healthcare administration and business development, with a whole bunch of other different things. But I was a surgical technologist for about 7 years, where I was the personal scrub to a very odd I tell people I was on both ends of the spectrum. There was no middle ground, no middle line, or no middle ground, where I assisted OBGYN, labor and delivery, and then I also did orthopedics. So I went from swinging hammers to catching babies, right? So that's what I did for 7 years. And I went from that role to a leadership position in healthcare, where I got to oversee 3 departments within the local hospital and do a lot of different things, like help develop different programs and projects that they were doing, not develop, but help them kind of pivot into them. So like anytime they had any big organizational transitions or things that they had to roll out, one of my departments was always like kind of stuck in the middle of it, and I would always be a sounding board. I got the opportunity to be a sounding board in those decisions and discussions on how to roll out a process to make sure that it went according to any of the JCO and all of those different entities that they responded to or were in compliance with. So that's a little bit about what I did. Had a lot of great opportunities in the healthcare field. Got to oversee a couple of $1 million deal, construction project, the program, a construction project, and that was pretty cool as well. So I had a lot of opportunities in corporate, well, medical health America, or corporate America, if that's what you want to call it. But yeah, that's what I did. And then this guy needed my help, so I said okay.
I was screaming, "Help, y'all! I need some help."
So I left corporate America and came on home to be with the hubby. So yeah, it's pretty cool being home with him.
And I
Though.
like what Tia
It.
said too, because and you could just tell Tia's being around us. She's getting the coaching because now she sounds like
Hold on,
us.
I'm looking to see what
Tia says
said.
having criteria is great. No, that was actually Nikki. Nikki said that.
Yeah, that sounds like what Tia.
Nikki said having criteria is great, but also being willing to pivot if the need is with a different client base.
Yeah.
And you're gonna hear us talk about that a lot, even like in that class about their assessment, right? Because again, Shay said it. What if you say, you know what? I only want to house military veterans, but the first 18 calls you get are from middle-aged women. What do? Do you just hang the phone up and say, sorry, we don't house y'all? Click. That's not what we're doing, guys. So I love that, Nikki, being able to pivot and also listening to the need of the community. We talk a lot about that. Let the community guys dictate the need. It's great for you to come in with that idea, but again, let the community dictate the need.
Let me, I just got a message from Angela. So, hey, Angela, I know you kind of jumped in a little later. We did not have you all come and join us because you see we've completely changed our setup, and that also includes our sound. And I want to work that out first and make sure that we have all of that set before we have our guest join us on the. I'm gonna go for it, Derek. I'm gonna just use the name that LaShawn gave us because I'm loving it.
Cozy couch.
Cozy.
Yeah. If you just
cozy
joined
coaching,
us,
not cozy couch.
Oh, I'm sorry. I messed it up already. Huh?
You see, yeah.
So guys, coaching. If you just joined us, literally we let you guys as family and audience kind of pick the name of this new setup.
Yeah.
Everybody that's always followed us for years now, we've always sat behind a computer.
Yeah, always been at
and
the
desk. Information was always great, but we've been talking about for a while to get a different setup. Yeah. Should we go somewhere? Should we buy it? Should we do it in-house? And we landed on this spot. And we allowed you guys to name it, and they came up with
Cozy Coaching.
Cozy Coaching. So
I love it. I'm gonna still give the option. Like, let's do it. Let's do it. I
absolutely love it. And guys, again, if you have any questions or concerns about tonight, we still have a lot of questions to still ask, but I always want to still give the people that are here kind of first choice. We're also going to go to a quick commercial break, guys, and we'll be right back. If you've ever imagined of starting your own housing program, there is no reason that after we're done here tonight that you shouldn't go to forstonconsultants.com/webinars and watch the webinar, guys, because a lot of you have wanted to start a group home or traditional assisted living facility, but that stuff takes license. It takes a lot of time to open. There's a lot of red tape to jump through. You have to ask for permission. We teach you guys how to open an ILF, an independent living facility, where you can house the homeless, displaced adults, or anybody that has a guaranteed income, and it doesn't require a license, and you don't have to own the property. Make sure you watch that free webinar at forstonconsultants.com/webinars, and then set up a free strategy call so that me and my team can get you started. Let's get back to the show.
We are back.
All right. You heard the guy. You heard the guy. Make sure you guys watch that webinar. That's a starting point to everything. That's another question that came in. Derek, what is the first starting point? So the first starting point to getting started with the ILF model is watching our webinar. And you guys can do that by texting the phrase more info. So MORE info, INFO. Text more info to 407-326-0086, and you will immediately get the webinar to watch. After you watch that webinar, you guys can set up a free discovery call. We give it to you for absolutely free, because my job is to make sure that you understand it, and then we're going to talk about how you want to move forward. Our one-on-one coaching is normally 15 grand. Most people get it at 7,500 on our scholarship pricing. We got a crazy sale that we put out. People responded to that, but also a lot of people have been splitting it. So if you say, man, Derek, I got a partner that I met in that Facebook group that you guys are in. Derek, I love this coaching. I don't have the whole thing, but Derek, I got my half. I got 3750. Guys, we got something for that too. So again, if you want to text the word half and pay that 3750, as long as we're able to merge you with somebody else for that 3750, we'll allow people to split it. And watch this. You don't have to learn it together. I only do that to help you guys with the cost. So if you say, Derek, I only got 3750, you should be texting right now half, HALF. Because like right now, prime example, we have somebody that's already done that. They're waiting on somebody else to do it. So now that we can make that one merge together. So again, if you got your half and you want our one-on-one coaching, definitely text the word HALF, half to 407-326-0086, and you guys can jump all over that. I'm going to jump right back into the questions, because you guys got a lot of questions that came. So I want to make sure that we knock those out. And there's also some that are also on screen. So I'm going to probably go a little bit back and forth. There's another really quick one that came in. And it says, what is the square footage of each room? I told Shay, because we keep getting that question so much, and that I'm not a handy guy, or I'm not a guy that's real good with measurements. I'm going to measure one of our rooms that I'm going to call one of our smallest rooms that is acceptable enough to do 2 beds in it. But right now, I don't know, guys, right? But my rule of thumb is this. If you put 2 twin beds in a room, and you can put a dresser in there and it fits, and there's walk space in between, guys, this works all day long. Because remember, the people that we serve and that you're going to serve, some of them came from the woods. Some of them came from sleeping on the couch, on the floor, in a shelter where they're sharing 3 bathrooms with 85 people. So again, don't get so caught up on the measurements of a room. Get caught up on taking people from homeless to hopeful. Get caught up on creating pathways out of homelessness.
And providing clean, safe, affordable
living. If you love God, love people, and love real estate, guys, this is it. So don't get caught up on the room size. I even tell people, don't get so caught up on even what the name of this is. Even though we trademarked independent living facility, people are calling this co-living, shared living, communal living. You can call it whatever you want to, right? We even told a lady she wants to house women that are over the age of 45, right? And she was asking, like, well, Derek, how do I explain it to them, and what would they tell their family or their friends? I said, well, tell them this. Tell them, have you ever seen that TV show called The Golden Girls? And all of those rich women live together. I say, tell them that it's kind of like that. These are well-to-do women that chose to live together, and it works for everybody.
In community. And that's the piece.
I love it.
It's community.
And it works for everybody, Shay. Yep. And the cool piece about it, again, for the investor, this is going to be the new way that a lot of people are wanting to invest in real estate, guys. Not that we call it this, but a lot of people that meet us today, Shay, they call this real estate on steroids. Now, I'll admit, we don't call it that, but it's kind of true, because we take one asset and we put it on steroids, meaning everybody in the house pays rent. That's what that means. But again, guys, if you love God, love people, and love real estate, show me something that's better than getting to other than this, other than you being a preacher.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. So I just want people, if y'all have questions, we're all about bringing you value. We want to hear from you all. We are here to answer your questions. I do want to talk about the book writing thing again, the book
Do you
writing
want to finish
workshop.
the questions or go straight into that?
I'm gonna wait for some more
Because
questions to
there's
come
several,
in.
there,
Oh,
there's
you got some
several
more.
that they
Sorry, my bad.
already text in. So
Exactly. So
there's
let's do
another
that.
1, 2, 3, 4, and we can make these quick. And 2 of them are about the grant writing, about what you're going to also be helping
Okay.
with. So
So go
we'll
for it.
rapid fire these,
Okay,
right?
let's do it.
So the next question is, let's see. How do the clients feel about, or your residents feel about, the shared housing? What is their opinion on it? Somebody asked that.
So I can be honest and say, because my population has shifted so much, that there's been some ebbs and flows, right? I've had some long-term residents, some newer residents that are now being housed together. And then, there can be some territorial behaviors at times. But for the most part, I think it's um, for the ladies, it has its ups and its downs.
Okay.
Not a lot of people, depending on the reason behind the transition into the shared living or the independent living facility model, can be hard to kind of adjust to, based on prior living experiences, or prior living arrangements to now where they are. So I say that it's an adjustment, and that's why I do different things. Like, again, I look for ways to implement things that can make it more communal and more community than just being, a bunch of women living in a home. Like right now, I'm preparing and planning for our next ladies event. Haven't done one in a year, just due to the whole transition of buying a house and moving everyone to another location. Made it a little difficult to do so. But that's why I always add specific things to kind of take them out of the mindset of, hey, you had to be put into a different housing model because of life, right?
Right.
So it's always, I always say, try to have relationship with your residents first and foremost, so that way you can have a pulse on what's going on in the house. And if anybody does feel up in arms or a little uncomfortable about this whole transition of living in a housing environment,
Yep.
like such, but then also implement things that help them feel more appreciated, valued, that their situation does not define who they are as an individual.
Correct.
So doing things for me like the spa day, it may be, hey ladies, let's all jump in the car and go to the beach. Or it may be, hey ladies, let's, I'm gonna take them all out to dinner. So it's different things like that. Like, I may not do a spa day this year. It may be me allocating funds from a grant to go and take them all out on just let them dress up, let them feel good about themselves,
Love
and
it.
go take them to dinner, right? And it may be things like that. So just implement things as an ILF operator that can help change the outcome of the individuals that you're serving, and even their outlook on the housing program that you're providing them.
That
So
was
that's
supposed to be
my,
rapid fire. That was a
my
really
bad.
long answer, Shay. Y'all put a number 9 in the chat for Shay, for
I
what a
wanted
great
to,
answer that
I
was.
wanted to go in. That's not a rapid
As y'all
fire
can see,
question. It's
we can't
hard.
help it. This is how we coach, guys. Like, it's hard for us to give
And plus,
just a
we're
regular
cozy.
answer. And this is cozy coaching. It's hard to just give a one-word answer. And that's why people like us, y'all. We run our big mouth, and like some people call it diarrhea at the mouth. But that's a good thing in this case, because guys, we're not stingy with information. Again, if y'all know my beginning story, and I want y'all to watch that webinar, people hid this from us, guys. And I promise God, if I got it and I understood it, he could change my life with it, we'd go all over the world sharing it. We'll never take credit. So this is how we're not able to give short answers, right? Because now, guess what? I'm going to answer it.
Oh no.
So the question was, again, is what do these residents feel about shared housing?
So I told them,
why would they be willing to do that? The question for me is really easy, because most people that we serve, other than like this really new population now, guys, they're used to it already. They're used to this shared housing model, because if they're not, guess what it sounds like? Hey, Mr. Derek, how's it going? You guys got rooms? I'm gonna be like, yeah. And they're shared room. Mr. Derek ain't sharing no room. I'm a grown man.
Right.
But remember, I showed you guys earlier that we also have private rooms and private suites. But just to answer your original question, a lot of the populations that call us, they're already either A, they're used to the shared living environment, or B, because of where their finances are or the way life has kind of thrown them a box
Transition,
of
yeah.
lemons, they gotta live in this.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm telling you guys, as investors, this is going to be the newest way that a lot of people will invest in real estate. And on the other side of it, it's going to be a transitional change for some people that would have had their own house, that would have had their own apartment. But even though, watch this, and I'm almost done, I worked in a mental health hospital, which means my population and my love for people is the bipolar guy, schizophrenia, the depression, schizoaffective, anxiety, all of these other diagnoses. But guess what we've been doing for the last 18 to 24 months and how things have changed? Shay just told you, most of her newer women now have jobs, full-time employment. They have a car, they have a truck. My clients are not like that, ladies and gentlemen. Right? So there's a little bit of a difference in who you're going to be serving, because again, I'll even say, Shay, since COVID, things has changed dramatically, guys. It's expensive to live anywhere. So I don't care where you live at, guys, rent is expensive. So the guy that we used to house only because there was mental health in the way or a background of substance abuse, now we're housing because the wages are just too low. He's not getting a raise, but everything else is going up. Lights, water, rent, mortgage, taxes, insurance, all goes up. The pay stays the same. Or what if he loses the job? So guys, we're going to be a stepping stone for a lot of people in terms of where they're trying to go. If you missed our June 21st event, our conference, we brought a guy that made 6 figures a year, over 185 grand a year at one point. But guess what happened? Life, Life, living in a freaked up environment. Life happened, guys. He was well-to-do, and seems like the next week he needed something like what we offer. But because of us, and we were a stepping stone for him, he's now got his own apartment. He's doing very well. He's got a pension, SSI, SSDI, and got him a little girlfriend now.
Don't tell everybody his business.
That's what I mean, guys, that we are the stepping stone for where people are trying to go. And to me, Shay, that's real ministry. And Shay, I don't have to be a preacher to do this. I don't have to be a bishop. I don't have to own the property and no license. I can be the regular Joe that just has the love of God inside of me, and I want to help people. That's all this is, guys. I keep telling y'all, forget a group home, forget the ILF. Mix social services and real estate and the love of God together and start an ILF, guys. No license, and the ILF game is the right now game. There is no waiting. We taught this to Francesca Dawson, who does the same thing that we do. She does the ILF model and the license model. It took 3 years to get her license program up and running. The ILF model, 3 months. And what you're seeing on the screen right now is what Shay just also told you about. When you master housing, what else can you offer, Shay? They see it on the screen, but like, talk about how were you able to provide that?
Okay, so it's offering them, again, that escape from reality. So it's a spa day. It's, again, the dinner, the lunch, taking them out to do something, letting them escape from the situation of what is happening right now currently in the housing, in their housing stuff, like just the housing issues, where they're at, where they came from to where they're at. And that's through providing the spa day, being able to provide the lunch, being able to provide whatever it is that you can, like, be creative, right? Have a barbecue. Heck, what's the next holiday coming up? Instead of going out and hanging out with friends, go hang out with your residents. Let them know that you care. Let them know that you appreciate them. Go be a listening ear. I remember right before the event, Derek, I went and spent some time at my lady's house, and it was necessary, right? So my goal is to make sure that I do that at least once a month, where I just sit down and we talk. What ideas do you have? What plans do you have? Because individuals are in this in a housing transition, doesn't mean that they don't have hope. Doesn't mean that they don't have ideas. Doesn't mean that they don't want better for themselves. Doesn't mean that they have aspirations and goals. How do we not know if they want to be entrepreneurs or business owners and operators? Like, we don't know that unless we sit down and spend that time with those individuals. And that's what I do. Like, you've got to be invested. So again, I'm able to do all of these things, Derek, because I get grant funds. I have donors. Derek, it don't even have to be the funds that come in. I can contact a Danae, an Ashley. I can contact a Mimi that does nails. I can contact all of these people that know what I do and say, hey, listen, I want to do X, Y, and Z. Can you partner with me? If it's at a cost, can it be a discounted cost? If it's not at a cost, I can give you, there's ways that my accountant can document what the actual, what the actual information, what it actually costs for the services. And we can, again, because I am a 501c3, that stuff can be considered tax deductible for that business or that entity. So those are some of the unique ways of being able to do this, Derek.
I love it.
Yep.
Let's take a break, Shay. We'll be right back.
If you've ever imagined of starting your own housing program, there is no reason that after we're done here tonight that you shouldn't go to forstonconsultants.com/webinars and watch the webinar, guys, because a lot of you have wanted to start a group home or traditional assisted living facility, but that stuff takes license. It takes a lot of time to open. There's a lot of red tape to jump through. You have to ask for permission. We teach you guys how to open an ILF, an independent living facility, where you can house the homeless, displaced adults, or anybody that has a guaranteed income, and it doesn't require a license, and you don't have to own the property. Make sure you watch that free webinar at forstonconsultants.com/webinars, and then set up a free strategy call so that me and my team can get you started. Let's get back to the show.
All right.
Let's do it. So I put a book on the screen earlier without kind of talking about it. So The Pursuit of Purpose and Profit, guys, is another book that we're actually going to do a workshop on. So when people ask me all the time, Shay, Derek, how are you guys getting these properties?
Yeah.
You rent it and you lease it, but what in the world are you saying to these people for them to say yes, for them to rent the property to you? Again, for many years, guys, that was only inside of our one-on-one coaching.
Yeah.
But about a year ago, we put it in an ebook. So again, for only $97, I give you guys an ebook that goes step by step of what you should be saying, how to dress, how to present this program, and probably more importantly, what not to say. But also, Shay, give them a video recorded role play of what it sounds like.
How they do
so a lot of people just sell you a book and that's it. I actually bundled these two together. So again, for only $97, you guys can text the word purpose to 407-326-0086, and we'll show you guys literally how we get these properties. But again, Shay, I'm excited because the workshop that we'll have on how do you get a property, what to say, what not to say, how to present it, we're going to do a workshop completely on this, and I'm going to involve this book in it. So I'll tell people now, Shay, that if they buy the book, they're coming to the workshop for free anyway, because that particular workshop, Shay, is going to be $97. So Shay, I'm already giving them the prices of what these workshops are going to be. So guys, again, for $97, I'm going to give y'all the cheat code of this, of how to do it. What do we ask? What does it sound like? And the book comes with it. So we're going to be releasing the dates on all of that stuff. We're going to do the book, the writing the ebook for you to become an author. That's going to be the first one. And that's what we're actually getting ready to go into, because Shay want to talk more about that. I want
to get some more insight.
So again, let's jump right in there, Shay.
So to you all that have placed your has emailed, or no, not emailed, text the word book to our number, to the 407-326-0086 number. I'm excited to even ask, like, are you ready? Like, if we were to say Wednesday night, we're going to do this, let us know if that works for you. We've gotten a lot of interest. If Wednesday is too soon, we can go ahead and back it up, Derek, and do it next week, Wednesday. But I'm excited about it anyway, because I want to talk about some of the things that they're going to be able to walk away with. Like, again, this is not just a one-time, learn it on this one time and never use the skill again, right? This is for the person that has a story to tell. This is for the person that really wants to look at ways that they can intertwine, making an additional income, even if they have a virtual assistant, because now you can apply this as a service that your virtual assistant can provide. So we're not just going to be talking about how you can do it for yourself. You're going to get this information. You're going to get the understanding.
That's going to be the real key code.
How to do it for other people. And then you're going to also realize you can utilize a virtual assistant, give them the skill set, the prompts and all of that stuff to use, teach them and show them how to do the copywriting, everything that how to put it into the actual ebook format, so that they can now sell a service. So now you have another service that you can provide to people that goes outside of just the ILF model. So just be mindful of that. Like, this is the whole thing about the workshops, Derek, is to help you find other alternative methods to make an
to
income.
make some money and to
Yeah.
help some people. That's what
Yep.
we really want to do. Like, we
Yep.
want to help y'all because, again, I'm excited about the
Mhm.
fact that not only are we going to teach you to write a book, y'all going to spread the word to other people just like we're
Yep.
doing to you. And you're going to announce, because a part of your culture going to be, have you ever wanted to write your own book, but you was afraid and didn't know where the word to start at? Let me help you. We're going to teach all that.
Yeah.
Because, again, something that Shay and I are really keen on, y'all, and I'm not being funny, because y'all know that we laugh and we joke a lot and we play and we have a good time.
Yeah.
But Shay and I are so sensitive to the economy and also what's going on. And I want to give a side note, because if you're God's people, we don't live by this natural economy. But you guys know what I'm trying to say, right? We're sensitive enough to know that there's a lot going on in this world right now.
Yes.
And everybody's income is just kind of not matching up with how they want it. We want to be a help to that. We don't want our coaching, our curriculum, or anything that we offer to be out of reach for anybody,
Right.
if God has put it in your heart to learn it. And that's the reason why we're coming up with these workshops now. Because, again, maybe y'all are not like Nicole and y'all can drop $7,500 for coaching and keep it moving. Maybe you're not like Nicole that says, you know what, I don't want to split that. I'm going to just go all in, like I'm ready. This is something that's going to be able to help some of the other people that said, Derek, I still want to learn like how to get the property, what to say to people, and all of these. Because, again, guys, if you've ever had our one-on-one coaching, like, it'll take 3 years for me to teach Nicole everything that she's going to get from us. Because remember, not only will she get the coaching for how to do this, we do business coaching, y'all. And this book workshop is a great example of it. Nicole, because she's family now, if Nicole don't write 4 books a year now after learning this, I'm going to be mad at Nicole.
Right.
Everybody that takes this course, if you don't write at least 4 books a year, and that's 1 book a quarter, guys, if I'm saying it right.
Yeah.
And the tool that I'm going to show you to do it can write it in 15 seconds. So, again, don't miss this workshop, guys. Make sure you text the word book, BOOK, to 407-326-0086. You're going to get the information about it. And we're also going to send you that $37, right? Crazy. $37 invoice to go ahead and pay it. Okay. So I'm excited about that.
I have another question.
Oh, you done with the book already?
Yeah, because
Whoa, that was fast.
Because
I thought you was going to go in on the book.
Because I want people to get
We're
excited.
so excited. Well, we bounced because you just said, let's go on the book.
Okay, wait. What else you want to add about the book?
I'm good either way, because we love questions so much. Watch us answer this question and then go back into the book. No problem. Bring it up again.
I was like, I got excited. Wait. Okay.
Uplift me now.
Yeah.
Uplift me now. Tell me where you're from, where you're located.
That'd be great.
I love to also teach people according to where they live at.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So,
but do we conduct a credit check and or background? The interesting part about what we do, Uplift Me, is this, right? I understand that I serve a population that probably can't pass my background check. They probably can't pass my credit check. So, again, I serve a population that may have a 300 credit score. I serve a population that may have done something really bad 13 years ago.
Yeah.
Right? But notice what I'm wearing and what's on my shirt. It's called Second Chance.
Yeah.
So how dare I judge a guy by his credit or his background? Now, there is criteria, and that's what we talked about with that assessment. I got over 22 questions on my assessment of how I make a decision. But his background and his credit will not stop him from moving into my place. And to answer your original question, I always coach people to go as far as they feel comfortable. Because watch this, all the information that I'm going to get about a client is from the social worker or the case manager and or the psychosocial that they're going to give me. A psychosocial, guys, is a bunch of papers that explains this guy's whole history when it comes to mental health. It gives a background and a story about who Johnny Martin is, right? And that's where I'm getting my information from. And I'm also getting the information from the assessment that we're doing on the client and the provider who called me about Johnny. So whether that's the case manager, the social worker, or whether that's the lady from the Goodwill calling me about Johnny. So does that make sense, Uplift Me? Or LaShawn, does that make sense?
Yep.
So that's what we're doing there, Shay.
No, you did it.
What's the next one? Or go back on the book. So LaShawn, we look forward to you becoming an author. In fact, let's do this real quick. There's over probably 35 people on this one. I can't see the other. Raise your hand or put a number 1 in the
Raise your
chat.
hand.
If yeah, because they got a feature that you can raise your hand. It's an emoji. In fact, Shay don't
Oh.
believe me, y'all. Somebody put your hand up as an emoji and show Shay. But raise your hand if you've ever felt like God has put on your heart to write a book, or if you just felt like yourself that you should become an author and write about something because either A, you got a story, or B, you want to write a how-to.
Yeah.
And I'll admit that's what I'm most excited about this class is the how-to books.
I see the raise
You
your
can
hand.
teach somebody right now how to do something that you don't. And I'm
Yeah.
gonna show y'all that. I can show y'all how to do heart surgery in this class and write it out in a book.
Don't
But-
go doing it.
But just
Don't go
listen,
do
right? Don't go do heart surgery. But raise your hand again or put a number 1 in the chat if you felt like God is either A, put a book in you that you were supposed to write already, or B, you say, you know what, it'd be cool to be an author and write this book about this because you know something, you've experienced something, and see, some of y'all got a story. Something has happened in your life. Something has touched your life.
Yeah.
I'm gonna teach you guys how to start the base of that book and then allow it to grow with your ideas, your thoughts, and you still don't have to write it all. Okay.
Derek, you just
So-
made me feel real foolish. Look at all these hand raises.
I'm telling you. That's why I say raise your hand. They got pink
Lord
ones, brown
Jesus.
ones, white ones, black ones.
They got the green one
So
coming
if
up
I'm
soon.
counting correctly, that's over 10 people that just told me, and that's probably more,
That's
that
still
you're
coming.
supposed to write a book. How many of you also, and don't even respond to this one, but how many of you also thought it was very difficult to do so? You
It's
guys are going to think
not.
I'm a genius when you see this, but I'm not.
Okay, wait.
Because
I'm
it's all
gonna tell
about
on myself.
tools. And also, guys, it's about the things that I paid tons of money for and come back and pour it into you all. Guys, I've done a lot of coaching over the years that cost me a lot of money, and y'all get that stuff. And that's what we do because you guys are community and your family. Go ahead.
I'm gonna tell on myself about the book thing, right? So when we did, so Derek had me redo it myself last night.
Redo what's that?
I did my own with the book.
Okay, gotcha.
So I'm technically in the process of really freehand writing a book. And so my process is going to be the longer, drawn out, a little bit different process from the one we're going to show. Well, it's going to be both, right? You're showing both. We're going to do both. So I'm going to be doing the little bit more intricate process because of the story being more personable, more personal than just the, a how to or, something like that. But I am going to admit, guys, I thought it was going to be a lot more difficult. And it ended up being me on my laptop all night yesterday.
Yeah.
Even going to the point
because once y'all learn this, you're gonna get so excited. Like,
yeah, because how you'll be learning this is that it's gonna really break it down to where it's ready to be transitioned into ebook format. So listen, it brought out the inner geek in me so bad yesterday that it was hard to pull me away from the laptop. And I'm just excited to give that to y'all, because if you're anything like me, you're going to be ready to go and ready to write your book today. We're going to do it next week. Let's go for next week, so that everybody has time to like really prepare themselves. Think
and
of
already
your story.
kind of think of your story or the book that you want to produce. And I'm going to just give a hint. A lot of the how-to books, they sell really fast. They're very attractive. And again, you don't need to know how. I'm gonna give somebody a gem right now. Some of y'all are really good at cooking. You guys can create like recipe books, guys, for whatever. And I'm gonna teach y'all how to do that. And again, what I'm most excited about, Shay, again, is not only to show them how to write this book for themselves, but how can they make money from it?
Yeah.
But also write books for other people.
Necessary.
Like Shay gonna be showing you guys how to copyright the book. Like there's so much that we hadn't even talked about yet, and there's other things that we'll add to it. Again, like y'all are gonna feel like, man, they only charged me $37 to do that.
Angela said it. This is the seed price.
But this is the seed price. So
you will never see this.
Right. The first time we do, guys, I'll admit, even the replay of this is probably gonna be $97, and it's gonna be worth 3 times that in terms of what we're going to teach you and how you're able to use it for other people. And then again, if you got a virtual assistant, this is going to be even more genius, because your VA essentially can do this whole thing, guys, without your help. So again, we're going to teach you guys how to market it, how to sell it. Shay already talked about blessing you guys with also a landing page to sell it. So again, guys, for $37, because by the time y'all sell 2 of these books, that should recoup that money. Okay. Or by the time you do this service for somebody else, because I'm gonna teach y'all how to charge triple of what I'm charging y'all to get in it. Because y'all are going to be responsible for taking their idea and writing their book for them.
Again,
and also how to create the book cover shape, the back cover, the spine. You guys are going to be almost like your own publishing company by the time you're done with this. And I hope y'all can feel what I'm saying, because somebody gonna miss this gem for $37. So again, man, don't leave 2024 this year without being an author. Yeah. And that's what I'm gonna say to that. Back
and I'm gonna give Angela props, because Angela said, come on, recipe book. She frying chicken right now as she's watching the stream. So Angela, let's do it.
I love it. Hey Shay, let's pay a couple bills and let's come right back, okay?
You got it.
Hey David, did you know that you can start your own housing program and it doesn't require you for you to own the property and you do not need a license? So how in the world would you do that? I was always told that you had to own the property and that there was always some kind of special license that you had to get from your city to do this. People always told me that there was lots of red tape to jump through. So you mean to tell me these are also not group homes? It's actually simple. They're called independent living facilities, and Forster Consultants actually created it. They hold the trademark for it. So I follow them religiously on Instagram at Forster Consultants, as well as Facebook. And every Monday night at 6 p.m., they actually go live on YouTube at Forster Consultants, and I follow them there as well. So you mean to tell me my dream of becoming this housing provider that I've always dreamt of is closer than I realize? And again, you're telling me I don't need a license and I don't have to own the property. Absolutely. You do not have to own the property. You don't have to be a nurse. You don't have to be a CNA, and you can get started as soon as tomorrow. Click the link below for more information.
All right. Well, thank y'all so much for being back.
On the cozy couch for cozy couch.
Y'all see how Shay turned sideways?
I did. I got my knees.
See, y'all should have gave that name Cozy Coaching, because boy, Shay is cozy right now.
Cozy.
I love it. Thank y'all so much for being here. We super appreciate it. Welcome back to the live podcast. Don't wait to be great. We really mean that. Don't wait to be great. Like, why would you wait to be great? And again, if you love God, love people, and love real estate, you're in the right place, because we show you guys how to start your own independent living facility. So if you've ever heard of independent living or ILF, we actually trademarked it. Yeah. So no matter where you hear it at, if you guys go to that USPTO, whatever that website is, to go look at the trademarks, if you look up independent living facility, I promise you 1,000% you're going to see my and Shay's name, because we own it, because we developed it. So even though you hear people use it, we use it in terms of it not being a group home, not being an ALF, and not being an IDD group home, and not being an adult family daycare. All of those require a license. They're great services, and I don't knock any of them. One day I may have one of those too. But today we teach you guys what I'm gonna call the easier route, because we believe shared housing is one of the easiest and best ways to get into real estate, especially with the shared housing, Shay. And again, one more time, independent living facility. We use it as, again, call it the phrase ILF, but it's simply an environment. It can be a 4-bed, 2-bath home, a 3-bed, 2-bath home, a 1-bed, 1-bath home, where we're taking people from homeless to hopeful, and it doesn't require a license. So
I have another question.
Let's
go ahead to the questions again.
Perfect.
So we're going to be bouncing back and forth between questions and the book
So the question says, how do we handle neighbors in the community that do not agree with this type of housing and try to get the facility shut down? Mr. Terry, I love this question. And again, without trying to go crazily deep, because I don't know where you live at right now, because again, I like to teach it according to where you live. But I always took a page out of Jesus's book. Way back in the days when Jesus broke bread and fed people. I believe that food is one of the greatest gatherings of people. And watch this, Mr. Terry. Most of the neighborhood that my housing is in, they're not like rich people, right?
And they're not terrible.
We also have partnered with churches and food banks. And I'll give you a one cheat code right now. I fed the whole neighborhood when I came there. I introduced myself, but also dropped off food, chicken, potatoes, vegetables, canned goods, fruit, fresh vegetables, because I'm tied to a program. So I broke bread with food, and I introduced myself as kind of like, this is what I'm getting ready to do, right? But even before I got to that point, we sought out the neighborhood. A lot of my coaching is also going to go into seeking. And again, if you missed the June event, man, Shay taught a lot about that, because day 2 of our event was actually a tour of our facility.
And the
Shay
neighborhood.
taught them, as the driver was driving them in the neighborhood, to take a look around and see what it looks like here. See why we can do this here in this neighborhood. We also gave gems of what neighborhood to stay away from. Mr. Terry, do not do this in the HOA. That's another free gem. Just have that. You cannot do this in the HOA, because most of the time in the small print, it said that you can't run Airbnb, a business, or rent rooms out in an HRA. I mean, excuse me, an HOA, right? So don't do that. But again, one of my things that I did, I introduced myself, right? But I also fed the entire cul-de-sac. So if you're new to me, you have no clue what I'm talking about right now. But we used to have this cul-de-sac where 8 houses sat in one place.
Yep.
I would park my truck, get out and go boop, 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 check on everybody, and move on about my day.
Yeah.
But now God has blessed us to kind of graduate from that cul-de-sac, and we're starting to buy property now. So even though we do rent and lease a ton of properties, we buy property now. But again, one of the things that I did was introduce myself to give them the thought of what I was getting ready to do, if I felt like they were going to be good people and receptive to it. Because again, there's also a lot of rules that are in place that I don't care what this neighbor thinks of me or what this is. There's certain things that are just standard in my city and yours, to where he can't bother me if I'm not bothering him. And one thing that I teach people too, if you're getting the right people, the right population, your neighbor should love you for this and not hate you for it. Shay, because when I first started, I did this so wrong, Shay, because there was no assessment when I first started. I just moved in people who called my phone.
It was wild.
Dumbest thing ever. And lucky for me, that area, they kind of was like, well, that kind of happens around here, right? But I explained that if you get the right people through the assessment of how we teach it, this should be easy living. And I compare it to a crock pot. You get the right people, it's a crock pot. You get the wrong people, it's like cooking on high heat with this much of oil in the pan. You got to stay by it. If not, you'll burn the whole house down. With the crock pot, you can throw the steak in there and go to work for 8 hours and you're good to go.
Come on back and you got a meal.
Right? But with that high heat, with that amount of oil, shit, you can burn that whole place down. And that's what, like, getting the wrong client.
Yeah.
So I'll be honest, big bro, God Almighty, virtual assistants, and the assessment is what causes us to be really successful. And we ain't even talked about our VAs yet. Our VAs run everything that we do. Right now, if you're new to us, you think Shay and I are just really great people. And we are. But our virtual assistants that we use from VA 101, or the virtual assisting staffing agency, they're the cheat code to everything we do. So the order of what makes us successful is God Almighty, virtual assistants, and great softwares and systems too.
You have to have software.
And that assessment to make sure that we're getting the right client. Okay?
Yeah. Yeah. So go back to the questions that came in from the group.
Let me know, sir, if I answered that question for you, Mr. Terry. And Terry's over there in Southern California.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
So let's see what other questions. Come on, keep them coming.
So
guys.
the other question, because I have 2 more that came through this route. What would the workshops be about, Ms. Shay? That was a question. What would these ILF workshops be about that you're talking about?
And then what we'll also do is we'll send out surveys as well to our database to let people know, give them a couple of options. And that'll be a way that we'll kind of gather that information. But so far, the workshops are going to be on how to be an affiliate. Okay. I think people don't realize the importance of affiliate sales. So like being proficient at affiliate sales. And again, a lot of our workshops are going to even teach you that those that have virtual assistants, how to embed the virtual assistant into the process. So like being an affiliate marketer is going to be one. Being able to, again, you said the assessment. Geez, we've got so many different topics, Derek. Lord have mercy. Anytime that we learn something or even gather some information, we're going to make it a workshop because we want you all to be able to take the information and do something great for yourself and your family, right?
And even this slide that just came up, right? This is also what is going to be a workshop. They've already asking this stuff, and I'll admit this is all at the conference. This is inside of our one-on-one coaching, but how can we break some of that down and bring it to one class? So again, how to connect with social workers and case managers. Where are they, Shay? Hospitals, substance abuse centers, social services, like you name it. And
Yeah.
we're going to be talking about that again according to where you live at.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm excited about that. Another question, Shay, a quick one is, will you teach grant writing services with your VA on one of the workshops?
So I'm not going to teach grant writing services with my VA on a workshop. The reason being is that is a very detailed process. We will develop something that will be more organized there, because that can be, when I did my grant writers course, when I did my grant writers course, it took, what was it, 3 months? I did it over a 3-month span, and it was a 3-hour class every week. And again, and I enjoyed the information, but I don't have to do it. I'm good on that. No thanks. Will I teach it and show other people how to do it? Absolutely. But that will be a course that's kind of really done in a long format, because a lot comes into that. You have to know the right sources. You have to make sure that you're grant ready. There's a lot of things that come into that, and I don't want to have people assuming that as soon as we go through a grant course that they're ready and prepared as a nonprofit organization to go out and get grants tomorrow. It doesn't work like that. There's a whole bunch of nuances to that, and that's me just debunking the myth of, you know what, as long as you have a business, you can get grants. There's a lot of intricate details in that make you grant ready, and that makes people even makes your application even go through the first part of the process. So that's the reason why I don't want to so much go in a workshop form, because it's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot. Now, if we have a group of people that say, hey, I'm grant ready, and we can assess that they are grant ready, then that's a whole nother story. Then we may do a 1-day workshop that may be about 6 to 8 hours in looking at grants, making sure that that everything's written appropriately for you to go ahead and apply. So yeah, that's how that's going to go.
Okay, sounds good. Another question that came by is that, what does an ILF look like? And I don't know if that was a serious question or what they just kind of, but like what I just showed on screen of these normal houses, it can be done in a mobile home, right? This person that asked that question a couple months ago literally bought this mobile home to do this in. So I jokingly tell people, forget about the trash out front, because that was trash day.
Yep.
Forget about the for sale sign, because they bought that place. So again, it can also be a larger home, Shay. It can be a 5-bed. It can be a 7-bed. We know a lady right now that has an 8-8. She's got 8 bedrooms and 8 bathrooms, and she made them all suites.
That's a lot of toilets.
That is genius. A lot of toilets to clean, but again,
I know,
she doesn't do 2 people per room.
Yeah.
She does 1 person per room, and she's made them all suites.
I love that.
Sam also did that from Melbourne.
Right. I remember
Sam's got a 13-bed facility.
That was awesome.
Guys, these, like, we tell people, man, don't get so caught up in all these big mansions, right? You start where you can. Because if you're like my guy in Lake West, Florida, he's got a 1-bed, 1 bath. But there's 2 military veterans, Shay, that would be homeless on the street without him in that 1-1. So again, you don't have to be like Sam with the 13-bed facility. You don't have to even be like this house up the screen. That's a 7.5. Guys, the point is, it starts somewhere.
You have to.
And just like I tell people, my favorite model is that 4-bed, 2-bath model.
Yeah.
I got small ones, Shay. I have big ones, but there is nothing that does my soul better than that 4-bed, 2-bath. Yeah. Because I love that 8 people. That's a great number. But I also like the fact that in the 4-bed, 2-bath, I can use 2 of those rooms as private suites and use the other 2 as shared. What you think about that?
Yeah,
so
I mean, because if you think about how
I love that.
I have a 5-3, and the way I have it divvied up is I have mostly all private units, private rooms, other than the master. The master has its own, it can be a suite, but the master, with the size of it, it would, to me, I unless we had, I don't know, I wouldn't have done the master as a private. I wouldn't have done it. But that's why I do my masters. I usually keep my masters as shared for the most part.
Good stuff.
All right, so we've got questions.
LaShonda asks, how do you handle the TVs in a shared room? We don't. Great question, LaShonda. So watch this. Here's my rule at Second Chance Housing. And remember, when you get your place, your rules may be different, because you may say, well, Derek, why do you do that? Because this question, this isn't a concrete coaching thing, right? This is not me saying you got to do it like this.
No.
Now, there's a lot of coaching I'm gonna say you got to do it like this. But the TV, watch what my rules is. For that shared room that you see on the screen right now, give me 3 people that says I see. I just want to make sure that you can see these pictures. If 3 of y'all just text I can see it, I'll keep talking. But in this room right here, guys, there is no TV in that room.
Right.
The only way that I provide a TV in that room, first of all, I'm not providing it. Second of all, if the client wants it, the roommate has to agree with it.
Yeah.
So, Miss Tia, what if I put Brad and Bobby in this room? Brad's in that blue bed. Bobby's in the red one. Bobby wants the TV, but Brad loves to go to bed every night at 6 p.m.
Right, or 7:30.
The other joker wants to stay up till 1 o'clock in the morning, Katara. Thank y'all for responding to that. That's my rule with the TV. So if both of the guys don't care about the TV, no problem.
Right.
And fortunately for me, I have it like that right now where a lot of my guys wanted their own TV.
Yeah.
Because the way that we do it, I'm going to provide one TV for the whole house. Everybody shares that TV. But if some guy says, Derek, man, I want my own TV, bro. Well, the private room guy, no problem. Bring your TV. Right. But the guy that's got a roommate, if his roommate does not like the TV on at 1 o'clock in the morning and the other guy does, there is no TV in that room.
Right.
And that's the way I do it. Shay, any difference in yours?
Nope, no difference.
I love it. Next question.
Give me a second. There we go.
Thank y'all for the questions too.
Yeah.
We love questions.
So the next question is, are some essentials like bath towels, toilet paper, I'm sure, dish soap included with your ILF? When people move in for us, we usually have a move-in packet that that has them.
You can probably see what's on those dresses right there as I change this picture back.
So you usually see that those items come ready for our residents that, for most of our residents, right? But that is not something that we do ongoing unless we see that there is a need for it. There are certain times that we will provide all of the cleaning supplies because we want to make sure that the house stays clean, right? There's no need to have an excuse why the floor ain't been swept or mopped or the dishes ain't washed. And a lot of times what people don't realize is that our residents are on a fixed income and those items aren't necessity to them. So we provide those things, right? And that helps to make sure that the house stays clean, fresh, and tidy. But that's what I do. Remember, with the ILF model, you want people to be able to just come in and live, right? You don't want them to have to find bedding. You don't want them to have to do all of these other things in order to just have a secure space to live. So like even in the kitchen, the pots, the pans, coffee maker, like plates, utensils, everything is there and readily available for them. Fixed income, remember, very limited income. So we don't want them having to go shopping for items that are not there. So again, treat it somewhat like an Airbnb, have it set up, ready to go. That's my answer for that. What about you?
So my answer is kind of the same, Shay. So as he can see in those pictures, I know it's small, but we start them out with something that's called a starter kit, just to say, welcome to Second Chance Housing. Glad you're here. So the soap, the toothpaste, the toothbrush, probably conditioner, shampoo, all that's on me the first time. The towel, the hand towel, we're going to give that first time. But after that, these are independent adults. Remember that's what ILF means. The I means independent. So I'm not buying their stuff. But when they first move in, just to say welcome, and trust me, if somebody falls on hard times, I don't want those stinky guys in my place. So we'll give soap. Right. We'll give shampoo. And lucky for me, Shay is a nonprofit. So a lot of the soap, the shampoo, the conditioner, all of those essentials, they're given to us for free. Yeah. So how great is that? So again, we teach people, focus sometimes also on relationship, guys. Because of relationship, you can get a lot of these things that you need for free.
Yeah, and Derek, and you don't even have to be a nonprofit organization, right? That's the thing. That's the blessing of social media and connections and relationship. People are going to buy into what you're doing if it's being done right. A lot of people have a heart to help, and the homeless, those that are in that transitional phase of life, and they just don't know who's available for them to help, right? You'll see a lot of times, like, people don't know that they They may call you and say, hey, I'm getting ready to move, or I'm getting rid of stuff. I have a whole bunch of plates and cups. Can you use them? Hey, you know, we go on vacations often, and I always get those little soaps. I just decide to take them home from the hotels because I know that somebody may need them. You know, those are the things that people do. Like, I literally had a lady reach out to me and say, hey, Shay, every time I go on vacation, she loves going on cruises and traveling. She's a retired nurse. And she calls me and she's like, oh, girl, I got you. You know, everybody that went on this group trip, I told them all, this is what we're going to do. You know, I know y'all don't use the shampoo and the conditioners, but let's take them because I have an organization that I like to donate them to. So there's always ways to kind of get in supplies, and that's just by having relationships. Open up your mouth, let people know what you're doing, share on your personal social media as well as your business social media, so that way people are informed and know that there's a need. Don't be afraid to ask, right? Closed mouths don't get fed. So we want to make sure that we're asking, you know, again, hey guys, opening up blah 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 in X amount of days. If you have or know of anyone that has any pots or pans that they're looking to trade out, or plates that they, you know, they've got too many plates in their home, let us know. We're more than welcome, you know, we're more than welcoming donations at this time. So just know that is another opportunity to getting a lot of stuff in.
I love it. And the questions are pouring in. So again, thank y'all so much. We love the questions. And again, let us know if you like our new setup. So again, if you're new to us, you don't know what our old setup was, but we usually are in front of a computer and you can only see our face. But this is our cozy coaching.
Yeah, thanks to LaShawn and Derek.
Yeah.
LaShawn and Derek
gave us a brand new name because this is our first time ever being outside of our desk.
Our office,
doing this. And this is our newer setting. It looks comfortable. It looks cozy. And they've named it Cozy Coaching. So we love that. I'm almost about 98% sure we're going with that. I love that. So next question, Shay.
All right. So do the residents wash and dry their own bedding, or does a cleaning and laundry service come into play?
It's independent living. So they do their own laundry. Listen. So every facility that we have is going to have a washer and dryer. Yeah. And again, I am not cooking their bologna sandwich. I'm not cooking their food, and I'm not providing medications. Yeah. So if I'm not doing that stuff, I'm surely not washing their laundry. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
So again, Shay, if you want to hop in.
So I'm going to speak from a different standpoint.
Right? You wash laundry?
No. My own, ours, but no. But here's what it is. You want to make sure that there's a laundry facility in every home, right? That's one of the things you do not want to neglect. What you don't want is to have to cause people to go out and spend more money on laundry facilities. The likelihood of that being something that is attainable for the population, for certain populations that we serve, is very, it could be hit or miss. And what you don't want is a whole bunch of dirty, stinky laundry in a room. If you want to have a smell of atrociousness, go ahead and don't have laundry facilities, right? That's one thing. The other thing is, for me, Derek, what I do plan on doing, and I'm up in the air about it, but I would love to have a cleaning service come in and do a deep clean once a quarter.
Yeah, love that.
Once a quarter to help maintain the aesthetic. But for the most part, my ladies' facility, Derek, your guy's house, it looks like the day they moved in, pretty much, except for the bedrooms. The bedrooms can look they look lived in. They don't look a mess. They look lived in, right? But for the most part, that's probably the only other thing that I think I would do. But no laundry services. No, I'm thinking about paying someone to come in quarterly to clean. And that's just to get the places that I know my residents won't get, right? And that's what I choose to do. What about you? Any cleaning? Any?
Nope. So the only thing that I'm doing is I'm buying the cleaning supplies. Guys, remember, this is independent living, and that's the exciting part. You guys should be dancing around your house right now.
Yeah.
Because again, you thought you had to go buy a cleaning service. Guys, I'm buying the Clorox, the bleach, the Pine Sol, the broom, the dustpan, the rags, everything that they need to be clean. Because guess what my expectation is at Second Chance Housing? That we're going to live clean and we're going to do good, and we're going to do good by people, right? And again, my responsibility as the guy that's running the place, because guess what? Even though they're independent, I'm smart enough to know that they're not going to spend their money on bleach, Pine Sol, or any cleaning supplies. They're not interested in that.
They're not.
Right?
No.
I'm smart enough to know that. So I'm going to buy everything they need, because in my rule book that we even give y'all during y'all coaching is that one of the rules, the top 10, is keep this place clean. Because if not, you can't live here.
Yeah.
One thing that we're not going to do, guys, because again, if you don't know my beginning story, you're going to even lose the point of why I'm so on that. When I first started this, God showed me a lady that was making $41,000 a month, but she was housing people in rats and roaches and in squalor. She didn't never buy no bleach or pine sol, right? Yeah. So she didn't care about it. We wanted to change that. So the moment I saw that, I said, God, you know, respect a person. You love that lady just like you love me. Yeah. But God, she mistreating your people at 41 grand a month doing it. And God, I make $28,000 a year. Yep. God, how can I get into it? So to make a long story short, once I got into it, this is the first thing that we wanted to change, how homeless people are being viewed and the way they're living. So again, for us, cleanliness, guys, they gotta be clean and keep it clean, because if they don't, they can't live there. Yeah. And I've gotten so, I'm gonna use the word lenient on my guys over the years, that now, as long as the front room area and the general area, the kitchen is immaculate, I'll let them slide a little bit on their rooms. Whereas in the beginning, I was kind of a drill sergeant even on their rooms. Yeah. But now I've laxed over the years of like being so on them about their room. But you will not embarrass me by me bringing over somebody or a tour of case managers or potential client and the whole house is dirty. We won't have that. Do that. Right. Right. No. But if I got two guys in a room and they both kind of, as long as the kitchen clean, no dishes in the sink, the floors are swept and mopped, and the general area looks good, I can let them slide a little bit on their rooms. Miss Shay?
Yeah, I love that. I know that there are times, Derek, and this is going to be the last thing I say on this, but I know that there are times where you may get a population of people in that have never been nurtured or mothered or fathered, you know, to a point where they don't know how to effectively clean. And what we've done in the past, me and Mom Forston, we've gone and when I had a group of young ladies, a program that I did that I housed. I oversaw that house for 2 years with this program, and they had a particular population that they served. And I was just the housing provider for the program, right? So that's, I hope you heard that. But we'll dig into that in a workshop. But anyway, that group of women did not know how to maintain a house. They didn't know how to cook basic things. And what we did is me and Mom Forston literally went over and showed them how to clean the bathroom appropriately. Showed one of the young ladies how to wash her clothes appropriately. Showed them how to, you know, different things like that that they had no knowledge of. Nobody showed them how to scrub a toilet, right? Nobody showed them how to clean a shower. So we went over and we did that. So sometimes you have to invest in your residents as much as they're investing financially in you. And by that, I mean, they're paying for a space, and they may not know the basics, the basic things of maintaining or keeping a house. So I say, if you want to maintain the integrity of your housing program, go ahead and put in a little sweat equity. It doesn't have to be all the time. If you are in one of those positions and you have the overhead to have somebody come in and clean, hey, go for it. If it's not knocking into your bottom line. Derek, we did do one house in particular that we did implement cleaning. You forgot about that?
Yep.
The residents in that house were they were amazing guys.
Yeah. That's actually one of my favorite stories to tell when people ask me, do I pay for cleaning? Yeah. I did that one time. Meaning I had a 4-bed, 2-bath home, had 8 of the greatest guys ever behaviorally. And when you get in this game, that's most important. Will they behave, right? And not kill each other? I had the 8 greatest guys ever, but guess what? They were pigs. They were messy, and I couldn't teach it. I couldn't make them do it. Didn't work. And they were so good behaviorally that I just didn't want to kick them out. The rents came in guaranteed. So I said, guys, you know what? I gave y'all chance after chance after chance after chance. But now we're going to raise everybody's rent $40. Yep. $40 times 8 people is how much, ladies and gentlemen? Exactly. Can somebody put 40 times 8 people? Mm-hmm. I think it's like 320. Guess what I used? Twice a month. Guess what I used to bring somebody in to clean that place to make sure that it was to my standards? See how smart that was? But in most of my other housing right now, I kind of won't put up with that. But again, that was a different scenario because I never had a house of everybody was great behaviorally, but they just didn't know how to clean. So I brought the cleaning to them to where it worked for them, it worked for me, and it was paid for by them. So I think that was beautiful.
Yeah. So that's one thing. And then the next question is, sorry, boss is texting. I think I asked her to come online and see the new setup before they go to editing anything.
Okay, cool.
So she just texted me with a big face like, oh my gosh, she loves it. So
good.
So good.
Tara,
so,
right?
Yeah.
Yep.
So bosses are one of our virtual assistants. We call her boss, but her real name is Tara. And I had told her that we did switch up everything for the for this segment that we're doing for our live sessions, and she loves it. So just want to let you know we did get approval, Angela, from the boss. The boss said we are good. So the next question
was, is there a curfew
time?
So you want to go first?
So because my ladies are kind of, I'm going to say it honestly, it depends on you, right? Depends on your population type. And that's my answer for it, right? Most of my ladies come and go as they please. They're working individuals. I don't bind them to a curfew per se. They know I just rather them be safe. But when I do have like if my population is different, more so the younger women, the more mental or behavioral health residents, I do implement curfew because with that comes sometimes addiction disorders and stuff like that. And I don't want them out in the wrong places. I know it don't just happen overnight, but just in the wrong atmospheres at the wrong time to be engaging in anything or possibly be engaging in anything like that. So that's my mind.
So my answer, and watch how me and Shay is completely different, you all, but there is a curfew with my people, right? I tell my guys nothing good happens after 10 o'clock.
Yep.
And watch this, because I'm so lucky of how it's set up. Most of my guys are on medications that make them really sleepy at nighttime. Yes. So my guys are down by 8 o'clock anyway.
Yeah.
Guys, I work with guys that are in the mental health population. So a lot of times the medications that they take will make them a little bit sleepy. I kind of like that too, because it cuts down on the lights and the water and the eating of food all day long.
Yeah.
So for me, again, with my guys, because remember, Shay houses women, I house the guys. For my guys, nothing good happens after 10 p.m. But watch this. What if I got a gentleman that has a job? Because a lot of my newer populations now, these guys got jobs at McDonald's, Walmart, Outback Steakhouse, Chili's, right? Some kind of restaurant, the gas station. So if they got a job, we just need to know about it, because I don't want you coming in my place at 12 o'clock at night just because.
Yeah.
Right. And again, the population that I serve, they're older people. My older guys are not looking for a party. They're not looking for women. They're not looking for the latest new drug to try. And again, I coach you guys to do this according to your lifestyle. So today, guys, I'm really busy. So the younger crowd, that's not really my cup of tea. Ever since I was young, I've always had a heart for older people. I have no clue why, but I have a soft spot for old people. So I love the 60, 70, 80, 90-year-old guy. Oldest client to date was 93 years old. Yep. Some of y'all have seen that on my Instagram and Facebook page. He was teaching me to ride a bicycle. He's an avid bike rider.
What,
it's
5
more
miles?
healthy than a lot of us in this room.
Was it 5 miles a day? No,
crazy
it was more than
like
that.
So again, 92 years old, guys. But to date, one of the most healthiest clients I've ever had and one of the greatest clients. So again, I prefer the older people, guys, because it's just a little bit easier. But no matter what God has put on your heart, this can all work the same way.
Yeah.
The coaching is absolutely golden, right? Our one-on-one coaching is called the ILF Mastery Blueprint. We recommend that to everybody. And what's pretty cool, a lot of people have been splitting that cost. So again, our original coaching for the ILF Mastery Blueprint is 15 grand. But everybody just about gets it at 7,500 because there's a scholarship to be able to get it. So if you text the word scholarship, my team will send you the information to get that. And it's at the number that's scrolling below, 407. Well, actually, it's on the screen. So if you guys text scholarship to that number, they'll send you the requirements and the invoice not to pay the 15 grand, but to pay the 7,500. But if you say, well, Derek, I don't really have the 7,500, but I heard you mention that if I had half of it, I could text the word half. And if y'all found somebody else that also did that, you would allow me to also get it.
Exactly.
So we absolutely allow that too. So if you have your half, and you want to split it with a business partner, a buddy, your boyfriend, your boo, whoever. We want to be able to teach you guys and make it easy, because I told you, man, we understand what's going on in the economy and just with people in general, and we don't want the cost to stop anybody from moving forward from what God has already told you to do. Because as you also see on the screen, procrastination is the arrogant assumption that God will give you more time for something he's already told you to do, right? So again, most of you that are in this room, it didn't take me to tell you. God has already told you that you should be doing something just like this. You just didn't know where to start. So again, lucky for you, you found us now. So I'm your family. And again, we want to be able to guide you, teach you, and consult you to success. So again, do not procrastinate when God has already told you to do this. So for me, again, Shay, I have a curfew. I want them in my house, doors locked at 10 p.m. And that's my rule, y'all, in second chance housing. When I teach you, you can do however you want to do. But from experience, make sure that everybody's in the house by 11 p.m. On the weekend, we can extend it. But during the week, and also, Shay, know your clients.
You have to.
Because why would I put a curfew on guys that have no drug problems, no girl problems, no party problems?
You've got to know.
But if they have those problems, why not me put the barrier around it to also help them be better people?
Keep them safe.
That's a gem. I love that.
Listen, so next question. So we're just going to go through the questions because we are well over time. This is usually a 90-minute conversation that we give you all.
Yep. And we love giving value.
Because we're on this cozy couch.
Coaching.
Coaching. Yes, this is cozy coaching.
In fact, if you guys are enjoying this information just in general, put a number 9 in the chat. If you're enjoying kind of what you've heard so far, because if you notice, we're not stingy energy. We don't hide nothing, and we give the game away.
Exactly.
Our coaching is the people that say, Derek, I want you to hold my hand, because Derek, I don't get it just from your YouTube stuff. Derek, hold my hand. That's the ILF Mastery Blueprint. So,
and a lot of this information, like I said, that we give is based on the questions that you're having, that you're asking. But for the most part, you know, those answers, those responses can go a lot more deep depending on the situation. So a lot of times we want to talk about the actual situation as it's transpiring, so that way we can really help you navigate through that. And that's what we do in our IMB, and that's ILF Mastery Blueprint. Somebody asked me the other day, why does everything have to have ILF in it? Well, because we trademarked it, right? So we trademarked it. We're in the process of developing and getting ready to come up with an association. So, you know, one of the biggest things, Derek, that is a downfall, but a blessing, it's like the blessing and a curse to a certain extent about the ILF or the shared housing model is what?
Doesn't require a license.
And then the best part about it is what?
It doesn't require a license.
So with that said, we've seen a lot of people come into this space and either get take advantage of the individuals that they house, and it doesn't turn out to be what it's supposed to be, right? And that's an affordable, safe, clean living environment for people that are going through some tough times. So that is our goal at Forston Consultants. That is what we're doing. The ILF Mastery Blueprint is our one-on-one coaching where we hold your hand through the whole process. Not only do we teach you how, based on where you are, and help you navigate some of the nuances in your area, but we also give you access to a virtual assistant that can be your not boots on the ground, but that person that's answering the phones when you're unable to do so, helping you to navigate the business aspect, right? The admin task, making sure that you have documents and information on the residents as need be. So that's a part of the ILF Mastery Blueprint coaching, as well as Digital Flow Solutions. Digital Flow Solutions is an all-encompassed website, CRM, phone system, SMS system that allows you to communicate effectively with your clients, your case managers, social workers, other people in the community that are going to be needing your help and your services. So that's all under the umbrella of the ILF Mastery Blueprint. And listen, we enjoy what we do, but what we love even more is really getting down in the ditch with you and helping you build this thing out. So let's go back to the questions, Derek, because listen,
let's do it.
We've got a whole bunch of them coming in.
And again, if you guys are enjoying this information, put a number 9 in the chat just to let us know that we are delivering value. Because again, if we're just running our mouth, that's a waste of y'all time too.
Right.
And again, I really like the next few questions that are coming up. And big
The
shout out to
very
Mr. Martin,
yes.
because Martin is doing exactly what I tell everybody, man, come and bring all your questions. But what I love about it now, to us, I'll admit, these are easy questions. You
Right.
guys don't even really think of the things to ask us until you get in it.
That's
But
when it's a
I'll
whole
admit,
different
right,
story. That's
this
like
stuff
that's a
that you
whole
guys are
different
asking is
ballgame.
what I'm gonna call surface, and
It
that's
is.
okay.
Yeah.
We tell people that when you really get in the game of it, you're gonna ask me things that you never thought to ask today. But
Yeah.
I love it that Mr. Martin is just being boom, 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 back to back. So some of y'all are laughing at that, but that's the way I am when I go into groups and lives, when they say ask questions, I'm that guy that's asked 55 questions because I want to get it.
Yeah.
Right. So again, if you guys are appreciating this information, just put a number 9 in the chat. And again, don't forget, we have one-on-one coaching. That's called our ILF Mastery Blueprint. And that's what we have on the screen now as we continue to answer your questions.
Yeah.
But again, also don't forget that you can also split this with somebody. So if I were you and you're in this room, you should be texting half, not even only to me, to that number, but text it in the group. Because what if you meet somebody tonight that also has got their half?
Yep.
We can merge all together for that one sale. So again, text the word half, HALF, to the phone number that's scrolling across the screen, or also text the word half in the comments in this live.
Yeah. So
because if somebody is there that is ready, you guys can go together. Shay, let's answer Ruthie's question.
Yeah, Ruthie says, I have a question. And I believe this is, I have a 4-3 bedroom house and a 3-5. No, for 3,500 a month. And then I also have a 4-2 house for 2,800 a month. Okay.
And I think she's asking which is the best
one is better.
To choose.
So I went down to the next question. Okay. So it says, which one is better?
And I'll let you go first.
So I'm going to say it depends, right? Your overhead, what city and state are you in? Because now I need to look at it based on the dollar amount, right? And this is where I'm going to help guide you in this. Is this a proper? I'm going to ask several questions, Miss Ruthie. So go ahead and be prepared to just put them in the chat. I know you're going to be behind us a little bit, but in regards to the overhead, you're talking about what is that? I have a 4-3, $3,500 a month for a 4-3, depending on, again, your location, the population type that is currently looking, or the need of that in that community that you're serving. All of those things we got to take into account, right? And then you said there's a 4-2 for $2,800 a month. The 4-2, Derek, what are your thoughts on that? And again, I need answers to those other questions. Let me see. I think she did respond.
She put that
she's in Palm Bay.
And that's something about Melbourne, I think. I think that's close to Melbourne.
All right, so she's in Palm Bay.
So it also depends on what your personal financial setup is too. So right, if you're financially able to carry the bigger house right now, and I always coach people that, what if you get this house and you're empty, you're vacant for the first 2 months or 3 months? Can you handle that payment? So assess your personal finances first, right? Because if you can't, I would consider going down to the 2,800 for the 4-bedroom.
Exactly.
But I'll tell you right now, those numbers on both of those aren't really that bad.
They're not bad. Yeah.
And also it depends on how you're going to house them. Will you do 2 per room for every room? Will you offer some of the private rooms that we often talk about as well? So that's another thing to kind of view there, Ruthie. I'm not sure if you want to answer that while you're live, but this is for everybody. Kind of evaluate your own personal finances and think of it as that, what if you don't get somebody for 90 days and that's 3 months? Can you carry that? That's a good question for everybody. And don't type it in.
Right.
Don't put your business out, but just think of it. Right. And if she's saying yes, she can carry both. I think I just saw that answer.
She said yes, both. Hold on.
I would probably start with the big one if you can financially handle it.
I would.
And again, if you're following the coaching and you know what you're doing, right? Because if I can remember, that's the same Ruthie that took our MSI group coaching, which was probably a while back now. Yeah. All of the coaching is in that. And for anybody that don't know what our MSI group coaching is, it's literally like getting a 4-year degree in 1 year. So it's like our ILF Master Blueprint one-on-one coaching, but instead of you being tied to me for life, I did it for 5 weeks. So over a span of 5 weeks, I recorded each night. Yeah. And we went over 2.5, 3 hours for each night. Because remember, I'm trying to give you my one-on-one coaching over the span of 5 weeks. That's usually $4,500. And we do those every quarter. And we usually either handpick people or we only use or choose 10 to 15 people to even be in that group.
Right.
But what I did, because again, I understand how people are just needing the extra help and maybe can't afford it. We now sell that replay for only $9.97. So for under $1,000, you get 5 weeks of my one-on-one coaching about every subject possible.
Yes.
And I also give you a complimentary virtual assistant with it. That's only $9.97. So again, Ruthie, I know it's been quite some time, but even kind of what you asked today, that's in that coaching.
Yeah, and if she's
Like,
yeah, the owner of it, I would do the math based on.
And are you renting it or leasing it, or do you own it?
That's what I want to know, because it just going to help make that idea.
This is probably a rental, because if she's asking the choices, she's probably going to rent this place.
So,
but let us know if we're wrong, Ruthie.
Right. Okay, so let's go. I want to get that answer to her question first.
Renting, yeah.
So the rentals. Okay.
Yep.
So me personally, I would do an assessment, a needs assessment, right? A needs analysis, if you want to call it that. We tell everybody, start making phone calls. Ruthie, make those phone calls to case managers, social workers. Let them know that, hey, I have a potential, not a potential, I have a home opening in the next 30 days. I want to know what is your population type look like? Are you seeing a high volume of your discharged, your patients being prepared for discharge, not able to be discharged because they don't have adequate means to housing? So those are some of the questions you want to ask, because you want to get a feel for which position, which house, is going to be beneficial for you, right? If you make some calls and they say, well, it's, we kind of up and down. Sometimes it can be on a regular basis, about 10 people a week. Now you're getting some numbers, right? And now what you also want to do is pay attention to the neighborhood that the house is in. And then what does that patient population look like? And where is the house located? All of these things play a factor, right? You hear me now saying that, I'm going to be honest, my lady's house is in an HOA, guys. And that's not something we advise. But because I know the area, I know the HOA, I know a lot about the community, that I am able to do what I do. I have the bylaws. I own the property, right? So it makes a strategic, a super huge difference in the population you're going to house in that home. So I can't house the everyday individual that may be, with mental health or severe diagnoses, because if I do, it sticks out like a sore thumb. So a lot of factors, Ruthie, come into play when it's making a decision on a house. And again, if I were you, I would start making calls, kind of see what are you looking at in regards of, one, population type, two, the average cost, the average income, and then you're going to start putting the math together. That's how you start this. But then there's a lot of layers of the onion that you've got to peel back to make that specific decision. Derek,
Yep.
What would you add with that?
So also, if she's asking which one is better, obviously the bigger one. And again, Ruthie, because you and I are so close in proximity, you're over in Melbourne. Like, that's not even like probably 45 minutes from us. It's over on the coast, maybe. So your price ranges are also kind of like mine.
Yeah.
So Ruthie, imagine that at the bottom line, your minimum bed fee is $700 for your share. You can probably go $800, but I'm giving you the minimum. You shouldn't go no lower than $700 per bed. So now do the math on that. So that house is a 4-3. That tells me right off the bat that I can get 8 people in that house. 8 people times 700 is what? That's $5,600.
Yeah.
From the math that you just gave us, is that good enough for you? Because the way I teach it, everybody's opinion on what their profit margin should be is different. Some people say, well, Derek, if I can't make $2,000 a house, it ain't worth it to me. Okay. Some people say, well, Derek, if I don't profit $4,000 a house, why even do it? And again, guys, everybody's different in that. And because I'm also into regular real estate, where I also went to mom, dad, and 3 kids, my profit there may be only $200 a month,
right?
$300 a month in regular real estate. But in this ILF model, it should double or triple.
Yeah.
But again, even for me, if I'm clearing $1,000 a month, I'm good. $800, I might be good. But again, I also tell people, don't do your math on always being full either.
Right. That's correct.
Because from day one, you're not going to be full.
Nope.
And then on the other side of it, because I don't know what you're going to put into it, your effort, your drive, your tenacity, because some people get in this and take off running from day one. Some people takes them a little longer because they're busy. They have jobs, they have children, they have church, they have kids,
other obligations,
other
businesses.
obligations. So sometimes people don't put their all into it, so it takes longer. But again, if you're asking just like which one is bigger, obviously the biggest one.
Yeah.
Which one's better? I mean, it's the biggest one because the biggest one is going to allow bigger impact and bigger income.
So I do see where she says that it's a brand new build. The larger one, it looks like it's a brand new build with much living room space. So again, when you get into the shared living model, what you realize is although you have the living space, a lot of times your residents don't really commune in the living spaces. So it may be great, but again, it's how much they utilize it. And that's why I say, so don't go for the smallest house, but don't go for the largest house neither. You just have to make the executive decision on that.
Because as long as she's doing the marketing and the advertising to get these beds filled, I would get the big one. But again, be honest with yourself too, right? If you're not doing the work to get the people, don't go and get that big house. Start smaller. But if you're doing the work, get the biggest house you can find because you're going to make the biggest impact and the biggest check possible. That's the way I'm going to teach it. Sounds good, Ruthie?
I would also ask one more question to Ruthie, and then we can go to some of the other questions. Because this is a new build, is this in a newer community? Talk to me about the space. Like, see, I cannot wait for us to have the phones
she
connected.
said it was a...
I can't wait for the phone to be connected.
But also this is going to be a workshop. So Ruth is actually getting a precursor to kind of what's going to be in the workshop, because again, all of this goes into that. How do you make a sound decision? And I'll admit 50% of this decision matters with her income, her tenacity, what she'll put into it, and her financial backup that if she doesn't get 4 or 5 people within 90 days. Because the way that I also look at this is that what is the rent going to cost me? How many clients do I need to cover that?
Right.
Because for me, that's how I'm going to sleep good at night. Forget about the profit in the beginning. Because if the rent is, how much did she say the rent was? 3,500? So that means 5 people times that 700 I just talked about. You need 5 people just to be able to sleep good at night.
Yeah.
That's the way that I view that. I need 5 people in that house for me to sleep good at night. Because I'm not worried about the light bill right now, the water bill. I'm not worried about profit. Can I get 5 people to pay the landlord? Because person 6, 7, 8, or however many I can hold, they're all profit. And in the 4-bed, 3-bath home, that's a minimum of 8 people. And if that master is bigger, or there's that extra bedroom or something that may be a flex room, you just never know. Shay turned a dining room into a bedroom through construction.
Yep.
That brought more income. It made the house worth more money.
Yeah,
so all of that stuff matters, guys. I know we spent a lot of time there on Ruthie's question, but
question.
all of that matters. So good stuff, Ruthie. Throw me a thumbs up if that was good.
And she also wants to know, how can she connect with us to make referrals? So call Second Chance Housing, and you can go through our process for referrals with Jess. Give them that number, D, for Jess.
So right here, guys, is Jess, my personal, one of my personal assistants, and the young lady that runs my program. So Jess is a virtual assistant from the Philippines. These are VAs that work for $5 an hour, guys, and it's the cheat code to your life and your business. So Jess is who you guys would be calling if you wanted to refer somebody to me. And that phone number is 407-813-2640. Again, that's 407-813-2640.
Correct.
And that's Jess, Jess, and she's my virtual assistant. And with our coaching, we give you a VA.
You just pay
because I understand that how helpful Jess is to me. I give all of y'all a VA now for free, but you just pay the $5 an hour. But to vet, train, and endorse that VA and to source the VA, that's on us. The onboarding, that's on us. Right. So all of that is inside of that when you get a VA from us. And that's over at va101.co. Again, that's va101.co. And with our coaching packages, the ILF Mastery Blueprint, the do-it-yourself, the DIY version, and the MSI group coaching, they all come with a complimentary virtual assistant.
Yep.
You just got to pay the $5 an hour to allow them to work. And the minimum hours is 6 hours a day. And just to give you guys a brief overhaul, Tara is our executive administrator.
The boss.
She's the boss. I'm going to put her on screen now and let you other guys kind of catch up to it. But Tara's our executive. She's over all the VAs. She's over all the businesses. And she helps us with everything, right? Nothing kind of happens without Tara, right? Jess is my other assistant and also an assistant to Tara. But Jess also was trained over 16 months ago to be me.
Yeah.
So Jess now is the program manager to Second Chance Housing. So see how that works, guys? So Jess answers all of my phone calls. My social media is also done by VAs. Building relationships in the community, finding social workers and case managers, finding rental properties. Yeah. All of that's done by the VAs, guys. Again, the VAs are the cheat code to your life. Yep. I told you guys, it's God, VAs, softwares and systems, and a great assessment. That's what makes this business successful. So I just wanted to show you guys that. And if you want to talk about your VA who writes the grants, we'll bring him up right now.
Yeah, so Latrell is also a virtual assistant that works for the Angela Denise Foundation. And he does all sorts of, he does a lot for me in regards to building relationships with other organizations, all of the grants sourcing. So he literally searches for all of my grants. And then also we sit together in the building of our programs, and we set that stuff up so that he is able to now write or apply for that grant for me. If you haven't seen, Latrell just, we just got awarded $10,000 from First Horizons Bank. I want to thank First Horizons Bank, as always, for being amazing partners, community partners, and really trusting our vision and wanting to partner with us. And I would have never known that bank was even a local organization to me had it not been for Latrell, who found that resource and applied for that grant. And I just literally got an email, on Friday night from the president of that bank, who pretty much told me that, I got you on a list for, community organizations that we want to continue to partner with. And that was just, like I said, amazing. But that relationship would have never been afforded to me had it not been for my virtual assistant, Latrell. So hats off to Latrell. He's actually he's a gem. And I truly appreciate him. So
absolutely. So we've got Hannah is another virtual assistant of ours that works for other people for us. So we teach you guys that when you get these VAs, you shouldn't be selfish and only use the VA for yourself. So we teach you guys how to make passive income by starting other businesses. And that's why we told you guys, even for that book workshop, that I'm going to teach you guys how to write a book in one day in less than 15 minutes. If you got a virtual assistant, you should give that recording
to the virtual
assistant, to the VA, or teach it to the VA, because now you're out of it. And now that's a passive income. Don't forget, comment the word book to 407-326-0086 to join our workshop, where we're going to show you how to write your own book and be an author. Guys, and it's only $37. And we're going to teach you how to write your own book, but also how to offer this service to other people. And if you're real smart, you use your VA and turn it all into a business. So literally, by the time you guys leave this class, you should have a book written. And Shay is even going to show you guys how to become almost a publishing company yourself, and do this for other people. Copyright your own books, copyright other people's books, and you still make money from it. So guys, for the rest of this year, I'm vowing to show y'all how to make money at a more affordable cost. Because again, whether you get our one-on-one coaching or not, we're also going to have some workshops. And don't forget, we're allowing people to split
the IMB.
So if you text the word half to that phone number, they're going to send you a invoice for half the price of $7,500. April does all of our social media. Prime example, this room tonight, April going to chop this video up probably 125 times to make a lot of content from it, because that's how people find us. But again, I don't have time to do this. So virtual assistants from the Philippines, from Nigeria, from Pakistan, from Egypt, they're the cheat code to your life. And guess what? We own the company, so we're gonna help you with it. Because Tara, my VA, my executive, she built this whole company. That's what's so powerful, guys. Danish is one of our developers. Everybody that's love these workflows and automations. See how when we tell you to text something and you immediately get that text?
Right.
Danish is doing all of that for us because it's an automation that he set up one time. So watch this. If you're new to us and if you've never done it, text the word new to 407-326-0086. Watch how fast you get that gift. Guys, that's called an automation.
They got to go through the
right?
process.
You're right. You got to go through the
Go through the
process.
process. Yeah.
So, but watch as soon as you text the word new to that number, less than a second, guys, you get a text.
Yeah.
And if you follow the instruction, you get the free gift.
Yeah.
Guys, that's called an automation. I have no clue how to do that. But because I have a developer in Danish, I don't need to know how to do it. Does that make sense, everybody?
Makes a lot of sense.
So a lot of the things that God has put on your heart, no excuse that you don't know how to do it. I know you don't, because I'm not very techy. I can barely turn this computer on myself.
Yeah, exactly.
But I have a digital marketing company. I have a credit repair company. I have a blog writing company, but VAs run the whole thing. Alex is a part of our marketing company, guys. I don't know how to market per se. I don't know how to run a digital marketing company, but Alex does. And that's what makes us genius, guys, because we're able to do things that other people are doing for us for everybody's benefit. And again, because you guys are busy, you got husbands, wives, children, jobs. I understand it. So I give you somebody to answer your phone, to do your social media, to build the relationships in the community, to find your rental property, to negotiate prices. All of these things, guys, that the VA can do while you at your 9-to-5 job, because that's why most of y'all dreams are just kind of laid to the side because you don't have time. And when you get home, you're tired. But what if you had a VA that worked for $5 an hour that could do everything you can't?
Yeah, because like right now, guys, you see me on my phone. I'm actually texting my VA.
Exactly.
Because I'm telling her, hey, we're going to modify the date to next week, Wednesday. There was a question that asked, well, don't I have to have my book done by August 4th? We'll give you some grace.
August 4th?
Yeah, remember we gave a time frame of them being able, but we're going to be able to, we'll extend that. But I'm telling you, for the most part, you all will be leaving that class with that for the majority of that book being done.
Especially,
right?
And I'll give the disclaimer, especially people that want to do like the how-to books or just general information. Prime example, I told you guys, I've been saying the phrase for years, don't wait to be great. Guys, I wrote a book on don't wait to be great in less than 6 minutes. Can you imagine that? Not me sitting down thinking of the title, thinking of every chapter, thinking of what words gonna go in it. Guys, in 6 minutes, I wrote a book on don't wait to be great. And I'm bringing that book to the class to show you all. Yeah. Because the book cover will be created, the back of it will be created, and the inside, and a step further. What if you want to post it on Amazon? What if you want to post a link to it to sell it? What if you want to put it on your website? Shay is going to help you with that part. Yeah. So again, for $37, this is a no-brainer, guys. This is the seed price. It'll never be this low again. But for $37, we're going to give you guys an AI, a book writing workshop. Yeah. Guys, for $37, that by the time when you're done, you should make 10 times that in terms of you writing books for other people, you copywriting books for other people, and writing books for yourself. So again, text the word book to 407-326-0086, and they'll send you that link and the invoice to go ahead and pay, and we'll see you in the workshop. Ms. Shay?
So listen, Derek, we have been on here for 2 hours and 42 minutes. We've got a
don't even seem like it. Really.
We too cozy on this.
We too cozy.
We too cozy.
We got to get out of here. I hope y'all enjoy this because again, this is supposed to be 90 minutes.
So what we'll do is this: we'll get this is our 15-minute. This is our 15-minute call of action, right?
The last call, right?
The last call. Angela, we're getting ready to close now.
Miss Rankins asks,
it's a lot of questions.
The VA that comes with the program, is that for a limited time?
No.
So mostly all of our coaching comes with a VA. We've been talking about changing it, but no, for right now, if you purchase the ILF Master Blueprint, even if you split it with somebody, we still give you a VA. Yeah. So yes, the VA is involved in pretty much all of our coaching. But again, the $5 an hour, that's on you.
Yes.
But to get the VA, to train, the vet, to endorse, the onboarding, the interview process, the software onboarding, that's all on us. right? You will go
Yep.
through all of that with our team, and they'll teach you how to use and implement that VA inside of your business. We also have, excuse me, a free strategy call for the VAs. And also this week alone, we put a sale out just for the VA. So if you say, well, Derek, I like the thought of having a VA, but I don't want your coaching, let us know that, because our sale this week is for the VA. I think the sale is like, I think it's $347. The normal price is $697 one-time fee, right, for a VA. But this week alone, if I remember correctly, that sale is like $347. So
Yeah, so I'm gonna answer okay, rapid fire. You ready?
let's do it.
Rapid fire, sir.
Well, actually, Shay, right before we do rapid fire, let's pay some bills real quick and take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back.
So, Dennis, in this independent living facility model, right, which y'all call ILFs, what kind of residents can I house in this kind of model? David, that's a great question. And that's actually what makes the ILF model so great, is because it's flexible. So, prime example, you can house military veterans, elderly adults, women that are escaping domestic violence, and the list goes on and on and on. So, Dennis, where do you get your residents from? I see you guys on TikTok and Facebook, you guys getting all of these houses. Like, where in the world are you getting these people from? Yeah, that's actually pretty easy. Forster Consultants teaches us to use social media such as Instagram, Facebook, to let people know who we are, what we do, but probably most importantly, who do we serve? And we do that very consistently. So every day, 7 days a week, there's something being posted about what we do and who we serve, but also building relationships with social workers and case managers. Again, letting them know who we are, what we do, and most importantly with them, that we're available. Dennis, how in the world are you able to do this without a license, bro? David, remember the reason why we don't need a license, because remember, the clients that we serve, they're independent. So that means that they can take their own medications, they can provide their own transportation, and they can cook and provide their own food. Dennis, man, you seem to know a lot about this independent living stuff, man. How do you know so much? Well, first of all, I graduated from Forster Consultants University, and I have a master's degree in independent living facilities. And I join the Forster crew every Monday on YouTube at 6 p.m. Eastern. They go live, and that guy Derek, man, he give the game away. So I'm always there. So Dennis, what in the world are the requirements to get started with something like this? The only requirement for this, David, is a big heart for God, his people, and the love for real estate. That's it. And bro, don't think I ain't listening, because I am listening. But where can I find more information like this at, man? Because I really want to get started, man. David, if I were you, I'd follow Derek Forston on Facebook and TikTok, and then I'd follow Forston Consultants on everything else in terms of Instagram, Facebook, and on YouTube. Again, really slowly, David, because you're hard-headed. I'd follow Derek Forston at Facebook on his personal page. I'd follow him on TikTok, but I will also follow Forston Consultants on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. Don't forget, David. Hey, Dennis, man, I really appreciate that, man. I'm going to do exactly what you told me to do. I'm going to follow Forster Consultants on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. No problem, David. That's actually what I'm here for. And by the way, where did you get that hoodie? I like that. Oh, this? I got this from Second Chance Apparel. I'll put the link below. This is for aspiring entrepreneurs. And the reason why I love to support it is that every shirt or hoodie that you purchase goes back into housing the homeless.
All right, let's do it. Let's do it. So, how you guys like David and Dennis, man? Dennis is sharp. He's clean cut, but boy, that David, he can be a knucklehead. But big shout out to David and Dennis, who's always dropping value on what you can do in this ILF model, which again, I'm excited about these workshops that we're going to be having. Stay tuned. Always follow us. Make sure you guys are following me on Instagram at Forster Consultants, Shay and I. Follow me at Derek Forston on Facebook and TikTok. We want you guys to be nosy. So when we get done here today, you guys should be making sure you're watching that webinar. And that's at forsterconsultants.com/webinars, or by texting more info to 407-326-0086. And then after that, let's get on the phone call. Forget this YouTube. Let's get on the call and talk about how can we get you started according to where you live at. That's the whole reason why we have these lives, to give people a taste of what the one-on-one coaching is like. So if you guys like this, and trust me, I'm telling y'all now that you guys are asking us easy questions. I like the hard stuff. And that's typically when you get into the coaching and you get into the game, because now your questions are a little bit different than the surface stuff. But don't forget, I'm here every Monday and Tuesday at 6 p.m. Eastern, and we're here every Saturday at 10 a.m. Eastern. So like tomorrow, join us, because tomorrow's room is more of that businessy room. We'll be talking more about the workshops and the ebook workshop, more tomorrow as well. So make sure that you subscribe to the YouTube channel,
Yes.
like it, turn on the notification bell so that you get the alarm that we're there.
Yeah.
Because I just answered a message from 15 people that talk about where's the link. We gave them the link to do it, but they didn't hit the bell to get the notification. So we go 3 days a week live, y'all. But what's best of the best is the one-on-one coaching. So consider the ILF Mastery Blueprint.
I want to have a quick joke because someone asked me the other day about my cup, right? Everybody sees the cup on our social media, or when we're coaching, and people are like, "Oh my God, you must be getting paid from Circle." But no, this is something that I'm going to talk about tomorrow.
You could.
No, I am, and that's why I want to have a conversation about this tomorrow. Being an affiliate of a program or a product. I am an affiliate of Circle. So when I have this, and I'm always utilizing it on our live sessions, Derek, and people ask questions, guess what I'm sending them? I'm sending them my affiliate link for my cup. Like, I have an affiliate link.
So what is that? Tell people now then.
I'm going to tell you. And this
why
is
Shay
not,
be an affiliate?
And listen, guys, this I am not
learn from this.
I'm not. This is not a paid advertisement from Circle or anything like that. But this is my
now Circle. If you want to sponsor us, we're all for that.
But this is my Circle water bottle, and it's called a bottle drop. So I get unique bottles at a different fee because I am an affiliate when they drop new bottles. But Circle bottles is for the person like me that does not like to drink water on a regular basis, has a hard time, and rathers a nice little taste to the water, right? You can get some that have caffeine, some like the one that I'm drinking today. You'll see it if you probably can. This one is actually has electrolytes. Yeah. So it's different ways to kind of spice up your water drinking habits. And that's what I do. But somebody text messaged me yesterday and said, "Are you going to be on live with that darn cup, that bottle?" And I'm like, "Of course." This is
so put your link below now. They won't.
I will put my link below in this video if you
now
want
this is how you advertise. If you struggle with drinking water and want to put a little flavor in it, come on, check out Circle,
and you can dial it up. Like, it doesn't have to be super strong.
So we're teaching you guys even how to advertise right now.
So I'm going to talk about that tomorrow, about being an affiliate and the importance of affiliate marketing and how that can truly bless you and be another source of income for entrepreneurs, right? That is one way to make an income without having to hold any product or anything like that. You just come on your live with your cup every time you come live and take a sip, because somebody's going to say, "Ooh, that cup is fancy, girl. Ooh, that thing is nice." And guess what? I now send you my affiliate link. And if you purchase, I get a percentage. So that's what we're going to talk about. But that's my Circle cup story. And I just wanted to share that with everybody. But Derek, real quick, rapid fire. We've got 9 minutes before we let these wonderful people go home or get out of here and get in their bed. Do what they got to do. So question from Martin Terry: is it wise or unwise to have a landline general phone in the home?
Absolutely. Every house that we have has a landline. Absolutely. They need it for emergencies because all of them won't have a cell phone that works. Next question.
Rapid fire number 2: is it wise or not wise to have security cameras in and or out of the house?
Every house we have has security cameras in it. We want to know what's going on, either whether I'm in town or I got my feet kicked up in Jamaica sipping a pina colada. We want to have security to be able to see and to make sure that everybody's safe. And that's for the safety of me, my program, the people that live there, and the house that I'm leasing or renting. So yes, cameras, but never in the bedrooms, private areas, only in the common areas. Great question.
Yep. And then for me, I have interior and exterior. Yep. So my house is 360 covered.
So Mr. Terry, if you go to my Facebook page, you will literally see the house that I posted the rehab on. That's Shay's nonprofit.
Yep.
Shay bought, rehabbed, and placed her women in it that were in a rental, but now we own that house. So definitely go and be nosy at Derek Forston on Facebook. You guys can see how Shay took even the pool deck area and got rid of the pool and turned it into a pool deck through rehab and construction.
Yes.
Go and check that out. That was an amazing idea because our women don't swim per se. Yeah. Right. So look at the idea that Shay came up with over at Derek Forston on Facebook and TikTok.
Yeah. And follow the Angela Denise Foundation on Facebook and Instagram and TikTok. Angela Denise Foundation. We definitely would love to see you, and
Yep.
and
And
I want
become
you
our
to see,
friends too.
yeah,
Friend request us on Facebook. Like Shay and I both
yes,
want to see at minimum at least
I need more
15 people
friends.
to request us. So I'm Derek Forston. Friend me on Facebook and immediately be nosy. I want you to scroll through and look at all of that stuff that we're posting because I want you to be familiar with what we're doing. Smell it, feel it, touch it, look at it, right? And Shay, they can follow you where?
Shanye Shay Forston, which is my personal page, but I also have Shanye Shay Music, which is my music page. So friend me at both. And that's ShonyASha. Find me, follow me, and let's connect. Another question for rapid fire, sir. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
If you're looking for information on VA 101, I want you to do me a favor. If you are an IMB or an ICC or an MSI coaching client that has put their VA on hold, I want you to go ahead and text the number 407-326-0086 and put ready to start my VA in the chat.
And
Yeah.
then for that sale, I don't think we have an automation for.
I
Well, we
don't think
probably
we
knowing
do.
Tara, she probably did. Just text VA 347. Tara will see it, and then she'll send you that sale price
So
now. So
VA
text VA
347.
347 because again, the original cost for our VA is for one VA for the onboarding, the interview process, the software onboarding is $697 one-time fee, and then $5 an hour. But on the sale, it's only 347. So some people are buying two of them, and then what they're doing is they're delaying the second one until later on because
Right.
we allow you guys to defer that VA. So that's very smart, actually. A lot of people, when we throw those sales for the VAs, they'll get more than one, and then they'll defer the other VA until later.
Right.
And
And
she's
then,
already saying
yeah,
that she's
Miss Ring.
underutilizing the
So
VA.
tomorrow,
So yeah.
join us back and we can literally like bring this back to us
Yep.
tomorrow, Miss Rankins. And let's make this whole room about you tomorrow, right? That's all about the business coaching. That's why I like to differentiate that room. Let's do that. If you can be here with us tomorrow at 6, we can literally have this whole room tomorrow dedicated to you and giving you ideas on how you can effectively utilize your virtual assistant. So remind me tomorrow, okay? Because a lot of stuff goes on when we're not online. So I want to just make sure that we are sticking to that promise of giving you ideas on how to better utilize your virtual assistant. I love that. That's going to be exciting for
Yep.
me. I haven't done that in a while.
So again, text VA 347 if you want the sale price for the virtual assistant, if you want that VA just all by itself. We also have the HRA, which is, we haven't even talked about that today, but that also comes with the VA. We'll probably talk more about that on Saturday because we're super over today.
Last
Thank y'all
question
again,
and then
man.
we're done.
Oh,
Last
more?
question and
You
we're
got
done.
it. Come on.
So the
I'm
last
ready.
question is it better to have the home in my LLC or rent the home in my personal name?
That's very easy. That's the beginning of our coaching. So
101.
Ruthie know better than that.
Ruthie gonna get a spanking.
I'm gonna tease you, Ruthie, because that's week 1 of our coaching. Get rid of your first and last name. I tell you guys that all the time. Turn yourself into a business. One of the biggest mistakes I made, y'all, was trying to do this in my personal name. That was a $40,000 lawsuit. My job is to make sure that doesn't happen to you. So get an LLC, get a nonprofit, S Corp, C Corp. That's up to you. Also, just to let you know, our full price coaching at $7,500 with the scholarship comes with my accountant, right? She's told me that I only got 5 more people that she'll take on that because she's done.
She's done. She's
We
like,
filled
y'all.
Lynette up and really,
She
like,
told us
if
we
y'all
did
really
too much.
and if y'all really knew what Lynette did for a living, it's even amazing that she's able to take on the people that she's taking now. So Lynette told me that I only got 5 more people that I can offer that to. So in case if you didn't know it, our ILF Master Blueprint at the full price of either the 15 grand or the 7,500, my accountant is a part of that package for up to 3 months. So your QuickBooks, your setup, your LLC, your nonprofit, whatever you need, your taxes to set up and start your business, Lynette, the business maven, is actually a part of that.
Exactly.
And she's only allowing me to do that for 5 more people because she's taking all that she can. So again, thank you to everybody that went to Lynette when we offered it, but also thank you to everybody that joined it when it came with your coaching. So again, at full price of the 15 grand or the 7,500, you guys actually get Lynette as a part of your coaching anyway. Okay.
Yeah, so I just actually posted my music because someone asked what was my music page. I'm not gonna lie, y'all. I've been terrible at posting. I'm gonna have to get another VA just to help me keep up with my music page. Because it's been all things Forced and Consultants. But be on the lookout because I have been in the lab writing, and the goal is by my birthday to have some more music prepping to be out and ready. So I'm excited about that, Derek.
Good
What
stuff.
about you?
I'm always excited for when you sing. We're not going to tell the people that one of the first ways she attracted me was singing to me.
Oh
We'll tell
gosh.
that story another day, maybe.
See, and
But
that's why we're cozy.
See, Shay is an absolute songbird, you guys. So if you're not following Shanya Shay music, as I'll call it, her logo is also really beautiful too. So if you're into music, check Shay out. She does gospel, but more that neo soul kind of vibe.
Yeah.
So in fact, if we were hooked up to the laptop,
I know,
to
we're
the
not.
roadcaster, we would have played it on the outro.
I know.
But definitely drop the link for it, Shay.
I did. Yeah.
I think her thing is like $1. Can 5 of y'all spend $5 tonight and just support my baby and download that song for $1?
On all
it's
platforms.
called Sent from Heaven.
They can get it from any platform. Facebook. You can find it on any platform. Apple Music. Everywhere. You can even find it on YouTube. Type in my name, and you can definitely hear my song and the remix and some other features that I did just by typing in my name, Shanya Shay. And yeah, take a listen. Let me know what you think.
Let's take a quick commercial break and pay some bills, and then we're going to come back and close you guys out.
If you've ever imagined of starting your own housing program, there is no reason that after we're done here tonight that you shouldn't go to forstandconsultants.com/webinars and watch the webinar, guys, because a lot of you have wanted to start a group home or traditional assisted living facility, but that stuff takes license. It takes a lot of time to open. There's a lot of red tape to jump through. You have to ask for permission. We teach you guys how to open an ILF, an independent living facility, where you can house the homeless, displaced adults, or anybody that has a guaranteed income, and it doesn't require a license, and you don't have to own the property. Make sure you watch that free webinar at forstandconsultants.com/webinars, and then set up a free strategy call so that me and my team can get you started. Let's get back to the show.
All right, so good
we are back.
I want to do one more thing though. There's 3 separate families in here from the South Carolina area. Really quick, if you're from the South Carolina area, really quick, put a number 8 in the chat. I want to show you guys something. Katara already know what this is. And Katara, if you're still here, I want you to do it too.
We're getting ready to close.
But if you're in the South Carolina area, I want to show you guys one thing before I go, because the Smith family asked, why are we needed? Watch this.
To a 2022 report, an estimated 359 veterans across our state face homelessness.
Transitions Homeless Shelter is opening a new dorm to help get some of those veterans off the streets. News 19's Becky Buds reports.
2 months ago, Navy veteran Zachariah Shaheed found himself without a place to live before Transitions Homeless Center took him in.
Concrete is not somewhere anyone wants to be.
Shaheed was one of the 359 veterans across South Carolina facing homelessness, according to the latest National Point-in-Time Homeless Report.
I'm just thankful and grateful that I've become one that's not of that statistic now.
A new dorm at Transitions aims to bring that number down in Columbia.
28 more beds, 28 more options. That's going to help put a dent in the problem.
CEO Craig Curry says the program is providing 2 case managers, mental health services, food, addiction services, and more to each veteran. Each veteran will be able to stay for around 3 months.
In the end, you really want to place people into permanent housing, which is the name of the game.
Curry says they've already filled half the beds and expect to be at capacity soon. He adds it's being paid for under a Department of Veteran Affairs funded program.
We've had a population of homeless veterans here always, but now with these new contract beds, we'll be able to better care for them.
Next week, Shaheed is moving into his own place, thanks to a VA subsidized housing program.
I have some pretty good irons in the fire going for myself here, and I'm glad that Transitions was a part of it.
Reporting in Columbia, Becky Buds, News 19 WLTX.
And ladies and gentlemen, that is what it's all about. And again, if you would have attended our conference in June, we literally showed you a gentleman that was similar to Shaheed,
Yeah.
was doing well at one point, but just hit a stumbling block in life. So again, man, don't procrastinate. We appreciate you guys being here. But again, if God has told you to get in the game of housing people, because again, Derek and Shay didn't say it. Well, we
Yeah.
kind of did, but it didn't start with us. God said that we're to take care of the poor, the needy, and the widow.
Yeah.
And guys, we're doing that through real estate. So I hope each and every one of you would have a prayer tonight that sounds something like this. God, you know what? That was pretty cool tonight, what I saw from Derek and Shay. And God, I want to get in that. And Derek is telling me that your hand is on it, and this is God, social services, and real estate all mixed together. And God, with your permission, I want to get in it because God, you said that we should take care of the poor, the needy, and the widow. And it also says in the Bible that the poor will always be among us. So why not start something that can do God's will, but also produce generational wealth?
Yes.
So if you guys forget everything else that I said today, shared housing is the next greatest thing to get into, to do God's will and help people. My mom always says this, right? If you want to see the hand of God really move in your life, help God's people. And that's how things can begin to change for you, right? By building something that's bigger than you. Guys, this program, Second Chance Housing, guys, it's now bigger than me. And that's why we have staff now in virtual assistants per se to help us continue to get the word out. So again, don't forget to join us tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern. As you guys can see, we get a lot of information. I hope you guys took notes, but most importantly, I hope that if you really want to do this, you consider getting our one-on-one coaching.
Yeah.
Don't forget, we offer scholarships, we offer financing, we offer in-house financing. So we make it to where there's really no excuse to get in this if God has already told you. And remember, procrastination is the arrogant assumption that God will give you more time for something he's already told you to do. And guys, I don't know about y'all, but Shay, I don't want to be arrogant when it comes to God. I want to do what he's already put on my heart. And my prayer tonight is that God will allow you to do that by giving you the mind of Christ, an able body, and the will to do what he's already put in your heart. And again, I want to be a part of that. Shay want to be a part of that. And again, if you enjoyed today, this is what our one-on-one coaching is. It's just deeper. Because again, I'll admit, these are easy questions. The real questions are going to come into when you actually get into the game. So again, thank each and every one of you for asking all of your questions, because that's how we thrive. That's what makes this a 3-hour room, right? When you guys participate. So again, you guys could have been anywhere today, but you chose to be here. And I personally, from Shay and I both, we appreciate that. And we wish God's best for your life.
And hold on. So I got something. I'm sitting here trying to show them. I'm going to teach y'all something real quick before we leave.
Now, they always tease me about not closing. So Angela, this is where you type it in now, Angela, because Angela jump on me if I do this.
I'm doing my salutation.
Angela, I want to see it, Angela.
No. I'm doing my salutation.
Y'all see how we play around like that?
But believe me when I tell you. So again, guys, it has been a privilege and an honor to pour into each and every one of you. Go ahead and click that link in the chat that I'm getting ready to post. And go on and get you a circle bottle on Shay. Go on and get you one. Go on and get you one. Actually, get you one.
Actually, here's a great question, because Shay don't lead it up the right way all the time. Who struggles with drinking regular water? Put a number 5 in the chat if you're honest. Who struggles with just drinking regular water? Like, put a 5 in the chat, because this is Shay. She being honest.
I'm being very honest.
And this bottle, which Shay, show them the cartridge that goes in it.
Yeah,
because the cartridges that she buys has the flavor to it. Now, as much as we talk about it, I wish we owned it. But like Shay telling you, because she's an affiliate of it, they're going to compensate her if y'all go and do it.
So
but nevertheless, this is the cartridge.
And I can't. And
now, what flavor is that, to give them an example of that?
Passion fruit mango. And it's called a Fit Sip. So Fit Sips have electrolytes in it.
Tell them about that, the levers of how you can
dial it up. Yeah, absolutely. So you go from 0 to 10. So if I want just plain regular water, I just spin this little fin to 0 and I have plain water. I don't ever, unless my cartridge or my sip, it's called a sip, unless my sip is low, go to 10. And that's just so that I can empty out the contents of the sip itself. But for the most part, I keep mine on anywhere between 3 and 4. If you're a coffee drinker that likes iced coffee, they have coffee flavored sips. They have like a cafe mocha, vanilla.
And again, if you
It's
struggle with
so
drinking
good.
water, like it's going to be good
Yeah.
for you. I pick on Shay all
Zero
the time
sugar though, Derek.
because guys, I
Zero
don't
sugar.
like flavored water, so this is baloney to me. But again, this has made Shay drink a lot more water than
yeah.
I've ever seen her drink. I still call it Kool-Aid. I say, Shay, you
It's
just
not
drinking
that
Kool-Aid.
sweet. It
But
ain't.
guys, it's not like
Listen,
that because
zero
again, the
sugar.
dialing on it is also what
Yeah.
makes it really healthy as well, and it's
And
zero
it's
sugar.
zero sugar, all natural, no artificial flavoring, and that's what I like about it. Don't have that aspartame taste. So go ahead and get you a sip, a circle bottle. Use that link that's in the chat, and I love y'all. I'm done.
Hey, y'all, we appreciate y'all, man. We'll see y'all tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern, and we'll close it out like this. Now unto him that is able to do exceedingly abundantly above all we can ask or think, according to God's power that worketh in us. You guys be great. Don't wait to be great. And we'll see you tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern.
Hey, what's going on, family? Are you somebody that needs some help in your life or your business? Are you somebody that has a lot of ideas, but you can't quite get them out? You probably need a virtual assistant, guys. And again, at $5 an hour, that's an absolute cheat code for you, your life, your family, and your business. Because oftentimes these virtual assistants, guys, can do a lot of what we can't. And they often come with a bachelor or a master's degree. So when it comes to the educational side of it, guys, these VAs are, again, the cheat code to everything that you're probably looking for. Most of you guys have a full-time job, so it's hard to kind of implement a lot of the ideas that God has given you or the ideas that are in your heart. You should be visiting va101.co to get a virtual assistant that can help you in your life and your business and get some of these ideas out of your brain onto paper and then to implementation. One more time, visit va101.co, not .com, but va101.co and get a virtual assistant, guys, for $5 an hour. It's the cheat code, and it'll be the best decision that you ever made. I promise. We figured out your problem. You have a great business or a great business idea. You just don't have a website. So visit digitalflowsolutions.net and get the best website in the world for only $97. And then you just pick your monthly plan. Let's get back to the content. Hey, what's going on, everybody? I finally did what you guys been asking me to do for probably about 2 or 3 years now. We get a lot of questions from people that says, Derek, do you just sell the paperwork? Derek, do you have a do-it-yourself version? And guys, I'll admit, we've never had that. We truly believe in the one-on-one coaching, but the more that we listen to you all as our customers and as our family, my job is to do what you guys need, which is a lot of people have been asking for the do-it-yourself version of the ILF Mastery Blueprint. So guys, we've done that. So for only $2,497, we've created a version of the ILF Mastery Blueprint where you can actually do it at your own pace. And again, everything's involved except for me being the one-on-one coach. So again, one more time, we want to offer to you guys a do-it-yourself version of the ILF Mastery Blueprint. And you guys can visit forsterconsultants.com/IMB-DIY. And that's for people that says, Derek, I just want the paperwork. And Derek, I don't need your one-on-one coaching. I want to do this at my own self-pace. And guys, we've listened. So we've developed the ILF Mastery Blueprint do-it-yourself version. And again, for only under $2,500, that's a no-brainer. And that is something that you want. You guys can either visit the website or simply just text my team DIY to the phone number 407-326-0086. One more time, you can text the word DIY to 407-326-0086, and we'll get you the information that you need to be able to move forward so that you can do it at your own pace. Have a great day, and we'll see you at the top. If you've ever had a dream to house the homeless or the displaced or to start your own housing program, but the barrier for you was actually getting the real estate to do it in, we got something that's almost even better for you. And it's called the HRA, Business in a Box. The HRA allows you to be a housing referral agency to where you still can house the homeless and the displaced and start a housing program, but it doesn't require the real estate. You don't have to buy it, lease it, or rent it. You're going to leverage other people that actually have the real estate and then make a referral fee. So we want to give you more information about that. We have a 14-minute free webinar that breaks the HRA down. So no more an excuse of not having the house to do it or not being able to buy or rent or lease a house. Because if God is putting your heart to start this program, start it. So step number 1, get an LLC and brand it, right? Step number 2, start getting the word out about who you are and what you do and that you offer housing. And again, after watching the HRA webinar, consider the HRA Business in a Box, because in that will be everything that you need to start your own housing program, and you never actually need the property. We're going to teach you how to leverage other people to still make your dreams come true. So the HRA Business in the Box is only $19.97. Check it out. Also, bring your questions here to YouTube so that we can answer it for you. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, wherever you catch us at. But don't forget, the HRA stands for Housing Referral Agency, and you don't need the property to still make an impact in your community. Hey, what's going on, family? I super hope you guys are enjoying this information. But let's just say you want more one-on-one coaching, just like what you're receiving now. You're actually looking for our ILF Mastery Blueprint. So that's our hand-holding one-on-one coaching, where that's what most of the people that come to us, that's what they want. They don't want to just watch me on YouTube all the time, right? They want me in their back pocket for one-on-one coaching. And what's super powerful about it right now, that there's a scholarship that's actually available that brings that down to only $7,500, a long ways from the normal price of the 15 grand. So even doing this live right now, if you guys text IMB below, my team can send you over some information. But nevertheless, definitely go over and see forsterconsultants.com and check us out there as well. Let's get back to the show. Hey, what's going on, family? Just to let you know really quick, everything that you're listening to right now, I actually have it in a more structured way in a webinar. So when you guys get done here, go to forsterconsultants.com. Click the tab that says webinars, and there's 2 webinars there. One is for you to be the actual ILF operator, meaning that you want to do it. And then the other one is the HRA. That stands for Housing Referral Agency, where you're able to take people from homeless to hopeful, and you actually don't need the real estate. It stands for Housing Referral Agency, and we call it a business in a box. But definitely go to forsterconsultants.com, watch both of those webinars, then set up a free strategy call with me and my team, and let's see how we can get you started. Back to the show.